What's up, UJ? Thanks for tuning into the stream. Tonight, Clicky Boy is not present, feeling a little under the weather, but tonight you've got me, Weddle, and I'm joined by my co-caster,
DXP.
Awesome. Yeah, so right now we're just picking up here in the pro draft part of the game. So this is the part for our new viewers where the people playing the game get to pick and ban champions. Can you talk a little bit about the pro draft series here, DXP?
Yeah, it looks like so far, I believe it's Jamestown has banned out, is this our bands on the left here?
Yep.
Akali, Vager, and Trundle, whereas WIUQC Esports decided to put bans on Camille, Fiora, and Aurelia, so they're really targeting our top lane mainly with their bans, where our bans are a little bit more spread out. 2 bans going at mid and 1 going at likely either jungle or top.
Yeah, and I know that our top laner also plays Akali in addition, and a little bit of Trundle, dabbles in Trundle, in addition to those 3 champions. But yeah, looks like they're really trying to narrow down run it down mid. One of our players, our top player, can really play here. But so far, UJ has picked an ADC, and I don't know if Too Spoiled plays Lux mid or if that's more commonly our support. Do you know?
Historically, in the LoL community, Lux has been flexed between support and mid quite a bit. I'm not sure where we're going to run it. I'm like you, where I just don't know quite where she can go, but they might be just sitting on that, so they have some wiggle room too when it comes to the second set of bans. Now, QC Esports looks like they picked up Seraphine, which is another champion similar to Lux that can be flexed between support and mid lane, but they also went for Ezreal, which more than likely will be AD carry and Alawi top lane.
For sure. Yeah. Not much to say yet. Looks like QC is still picking their bans here. So they banned Vex, which is probably trying to ban out our mid lane there.
Yeah, and then we'll have 2 more sets of bans, and they'll have 1 more ban, and that'll sort of put us into solidifying those final picks for both teams. It looks like Jamestown is going to put a ban on Yasuo, which is predominantly a mid lane ban.
Inch brother number 1.
Yeah, Yas is annoying to play against. I hate that champion.
Yeah.
Problem when you get a double crit, doesn't use mana. I mean, Akali was another champion there that got banned that didn't use mana. And they're going to put a final ban, QC will, on Mordekaiser, which is targeting top lane. And we're going to put our final ban on Kindred, which is a jungle ban. So, this will be the final picks for both teams.
Yeah, and just to clear it up, so we've got UJ here on the left, and then on the right we've got Western Illinois University, and then the QC stands for Quad Cities. So that's going to be in Illinois, in Western Illinois even.
Western Illinois, okay.
Yeah.
Scion getting selected for Western Illinois. Now this is interesting because you got both an Alawi and a Scion, which are traditionally played top lane. So my question is one of them going to get flexed to possibly support or possibly jungle? Maybe their last pick will give a little bit more information as to where they're headed. Jamestown getting down to the final seconds on their picks. Looks like they go with Viego, which will likely be jungle, and then Graves laning, but we'll see. Viego and Graves are 2 champions that generally jungle, but...
Well, they can go both, especially in the top lane. And Graves, I think I've been seeing at least more in YouTube content in the top lane, Graves. If I had to guess, I would say Viego jungle, Graves top... No, I'd say Viego top, Graves jungle, Jinx, ADC, Lux...
And a Corki.
Okay.
We got a lot of AD carries on this team.
This is a weird comp.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know for sure. Corki mid, Graves top, Viego jungle would be my guess. Jinx AD carry, Lux up.
Yeah.
The other team goes with Echo, which can do mid or jungle predominantly.
I'm thinking probably Scion. Actually, I don't even know. Alawi top, Scion jungle, Echo mid, or Scion could be mid.
This is tough because out of their roster, their best jungler is probably Echo in terms of like most meta is most likely Echo, but then that means you would either have to run Scion mid or Alawi mid, and then Seraphine can go mid or sup.
I was thinking maybe Seraphine mid and then Scion sup.
Yeah, I guess we won't know for sure until they commit here, and it looks like both teams are readying up here.
Yeah, so we are going to swap over here into the client. So now we can see that we already went through that pro draft, which they designated what their bans and picks were going to be. So now they just got to go through in this little custom game lobby and re-put those into the actual league client so that they're banned from the actual game.
Do you got it so we can see chat at all?
Oh, that was a good idea.
Sandy claims is going to go Scion jungle. Trust me. All right.
Sickums, let's go. Forehead popping in with the let's go Jimmies.
Well, we had run it down mid, select Graves, so that's where Graves is heading. Deranged Dad on Viego, so that'll be jungle. And Corky mid. And T-Spoiled. Yeah, these are definitely some very interesting picks on both teams where you're not seeing exactly the most meta thing you would normally see in high elo play for League, but doesn't mean it's bad. What I think it does mean is that you got some people that have spent some unique time practicing on these, you know, off picks and unique picks. So
Sandy Chia, we fought them last week. Easy win. Good luck for UJ. Let's go, boys. Awesome. Thank you, Sandy Chia. Can Alawi be in the jungle?
I don't think it would go over very well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you just don't get any value, especially with the E and stuff.
I think, like, I think that Alawi jungle would be a slow clear and it'd be horrible ganks.
Mm-hmm.
Scion would be a little bit better ganks, but still, like, I don't think the clear is very fast either.
Okay.
Still better. Still probably faster than Alawi's, though.
Their jungle only plays Scion and Jax. Okay, interesting.
I did Jax jungle seasons ago. I think the items were a bit different, and even then, it wasn't the greatest.
Really?
I don't think Jax or Scion is that great in terms of clear time or gank potential. It isn't horrible. It's not like it's anything like that, but you definitely have to have some other pieces to come together in order for you to be successful, typically on some of those obscure picks. But we are... seems like 30 seconds or more away from getting into the game, and then are we going to be on delay, or is it going to start right away for us?
I think it starts right away for us, since we're spectating in the lobby. So I think we just see it right away, and then we got that 3-minute delay that goes to our chat here.
Okay. Last time there was an issue when I was here with Clicky, where sometimes we had to re-spectate under a profile if it doesn't load in correctly, but we'll have to see if it gets in on the first try here. I don't think we need to anymore.
No?
I think it was different for this tournament because they're okay with the normal 3 minutes here. I think that's why they said you don't need it. It's because this is good enough right here.
Okay. For sure. For sure. Did you make sure to clock in for your work study?
No.
No?
No.
You should probably get around to doing that.
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah.
So have you been keeping up with LoL? You playing any recreationally or what?
Actually, yeah, I just played way too much. What was it? Was that the night before? I think it was Sunday night? Question mark. I think it was Sunday night. I played 7 games, like 8 games. I played 1 casual game, and then I had a friend pop on. It's actually our top laner here, and I ended up playing 7 games of Trundle top in ranked.
Yeah.
And I went 5-2 with our friend here. Working for free. Way to go, TXP. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta send that into
Boss is on to you.
Chris. Yeah, they got Clash coming up this weekend. So I don't know if I'll participate in that. I have to see how busy my schedule is, but
For sure.
no, I've been predominantly playing when I do play either jungle or sup or mid. I don't get around to playing too much top or 80 carry.
Good choice. Both horrible roles. That's why I subject myself to the torture in top all the time. Yeah.
Did you see? You know who Tyler 1 is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he got challenger in every role.
Oh, he got in every role? He did
Yeah,
get the support?
He did finish support about a few weeks ago.
I was going to say, it was fairly recent.
He was talking to this community about reaching, the highest rank you can in every role, which roles were the easiest and which roles were the hardest based off of his experience, which is a very unique experience because there's a very, 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 very small list of people that can reach Challenger in every single role.
Right.
And basically, and he did this from like a month ago or less since like 2019. So he managed to do it on all the roles in about 2.5 years or so.
So like 2.5 seasons?
Yeah, something like that. And basically, this is what he said. So, easiest role in the game, and it took him and I don't know the amount of days it took for every role, but for his shortest role and his longest role, he explained it. Easiest role in the game for him, and he did it in between 500 600 games, was support. He said that as long as you have even if you are losing lane, your ability to just leave your AD carry and go roam mid or go roam with your jungler, it makes it so easy to carry for the support role. He says that role doesn't really matter as much who you pick. It's how much of an impact you can make on the rest of the map. So it isn't good enough just to win bot lane. You have to start influencing the other roles too.
Sure.
And obviously have decent warding. He said the next easiest role after support is mid lane, and it's a similar premise.
Oh, because you can go top or bottom.
Is because even if you're getting beat in lane, you can roam top, roam bot, roam with the jungle. He said it's almost like the support in the sense where if things aren't going well on your own, or even if they are, then spread your influence throughout the rest of the map. And he said from mid lane, you're so in the pinnacle in the middle of all of it that you can do that.
If I had to guess, it's got to be jungle next, right?
No, actually, he said
Really?
next is AD carry. He said he does think AD carry would be the middle of the road, third easiest or third hardest, because it's right there on the 3 spot. Where he does think AD carry relies a little bit more on how good your support is, but even if not, he said once you get the mechanics and positioning down of AD carry, he says you can sort of get stuff done from there. He said that jungle is the hardest role to learn, but he puts it as the 4th hardest or easiest, whatever you want to put it. He says that you have the ability to impact the whole map, but he says that you need to rely on teammates more to assist you at drag, assist you on ganks, because they can ruin your ganks if they don't cooperate. And he said that the hardest is top lane. Took him 3,000 games compared to support, which only took 600, and everything else is in between. He said that top lane, you're just on an island. If you get beat, you're just done for the entire game unless they really spend a lot of resources to come and help you. He says especially after the TP changes, it's hard to influence the map. And he says if you're not picking the most meta stuff, it's so hard in top lane to win on off meta picks compared to the other roles. So yeah. But anyways,
so that's why I subject myself to the torture of top lane.
Yeah, the torture of top lane.
I really like the 1v1 aspect of top lane, especially now that they fixed TP. They changed TP. I don't like the TP change because you have less impact on the map. At least less of a threat on the map. But it's like its own little island, and I've heard multiple people describe it to me such as that.
Yeah, it sort of really forces you to win that 1v1 matchup, which if you get counterpicked, it can be kind of brutal. So, and it looks like as our spectator sort of commented in chat, they did end up sending Sion to the jungle. Echo went mid. Alawi's playing top against Graves. And Seraphine and Ez down bot lane against our Jinx and Lux. There'll be a little poke battle between Seraphine and Lux. It'll be kind of interesting to see how that turns out.
Level 2 secured for QC.
That's always dangerous. I know Jinx wants to go in there to get that last CS to hit level 2, but she took a lot of damage for it.
Yep. Good chunking onto that Alawi.
Victorious Graves top lane, I think. Yeah.
What do you mean Victorious? Is that the skin?
It's a skin.
Ah, okay. I see.
For every year, gold or higher, they give out a skin for some champions. I think last year's was Victorious Blitzcrank.
Oh, sick.
Both sides seem to be just farming out. Well, we got our first gank coming out of Viego in the mid lane. Stun lands. Corki goes in with W, gets caught up by the Echo Snare, but Echo will have to burn Flash to survive.
So it would seem. I think he could have just walked away from that, but a lot of pressure there from Viego. So that's really nice, forcing the Flash out of the Echo early on.
Yeah, it looks like Echo went for a 3-camp clear into... I guess he did Raptors and then ganked, and now he's working on Scuttle. Seraphine might be pathing up to see what he's doing. She sees that he got the camp.
Or Viego there?
Seraphine to path up to see Viego, yeah. I don't know. What did I say?
You said Echo's clear. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Used to Echo being jungling, but... See, Seraphine slow lands on Lux. Both Lux and Jinx running out of mana. We'll see if they can hold out here. Scion looks like he's working on topside Scuttle. Corky's pinging about vision. The binding lands on Seraphine.
Ooh,
Jinx
massive damage.
That's going to be a flash out of Seraphine, but she should survive. Exhaust lands on on Lux as well.
Awesome. So we got 2 sums there for the price of 1. But UJ is still low on mana there in the bot lane. We see a gank coming out top from the Scion here after he clears his camps. Forces Flash, had to run it down mid. Scion flashes back in. Alawi looking for the kill. Backs off as well as Scion. So Graves does get out there.
That's brutal. If Scion lands that skill shot a little bit early instead of charging him, maybe they get the kill on Graves. But Graves able to get out there.
Viego coming in to take the pressure off. Probably just going to have to try and help clear this wave so that UJ has it bouncing back towards him so that they can back. Because right now, bot lane's looking pretty scary for UJ.
Yeah, across the board, whether it be mid, top, and now bot lane, both teams very lucky that no one's gotten the first blood yet, or they've been able to get out. A lot of sums being burned, though.
Absolutely. Very exciting early game here. And Viego's doing a really nice job here of defending his team and making sure that they can push this wave, putting this pressure on the enemy team. He is going to be giving up time in his own jungle to power up, but I think it's better to save the double kill for now.
No. Graves got a slight CS lead up in top lane. The enemy AD carries got about 5 CS lead up in, or down in bot lane.
Ooh. Alawi did get the passive, or not the passive, the E proc onto Graves in the top lane, so he gets to play the mini game for a little bit. UJ's bot lane was able to recall on a cannon wave, so they're coming back now as QC is clearing their wave, trying to get this wave under turret so they can themselves back. But it looks like Jinx is only going to lose probably 3 minions here.
Yeah, the cannon minion will take a few shots for sure, give her some time to get back under tower.
I didn't even notice the cannon, yeah, so she's only losing 1 minion there probably.
If she's lucky. Scion pathing up to top side after clearing his bot side jungle. Viego doing a reverse clear. He's up on top. It looks like he might be pathing bot.
And ironically, Viego staying fairly close in farm right now too.
Well, he was able to take some of that bot lane CS while he was hanging around down there.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Jungle tax.
Corky and the enemy mid lane both at level 6 and have ultimates now. And we'll see if this will help contribute to which team's going to get first blood first.
UJ working hard to push this wave under the turret. Maybe they can look for a play onto this dragon to help Viego out, and that looks like that's what they're going to do here.
Yeah, awesome. I don't know if they know that Scion's top or not, or they're just going to say, well, we have Prio in bot lane, we're just going to start this thing, and mid lane's about even keel.
Right. Good play as first dragon secured for the side of UJ.
7 minutes into the game. Echo goes in on Corky, but Corky's able to W out. Viego gonna go after Echo. Oh, but he'll dash to dodge another dash. A little bit of Lux poke down in the bot lane.
Yeah. Not big fights going on right now, so the auto viewer is kind of just flying around wherever the damage is. Let's take a look at the top lane, though. We'll just follow this for now. As Graves is hunting him down, but Sion's just sitting in this bush, engaging now.
There's the slow coming out from Scion. Gets hit by the knockup from Scion, but Malawi is dead. And Graves is pressuring Scion now to see if he can get a 2-for-1 here on his gank.
Oh, boy. Oh, and he might be able to. He's 2 levels up.
This looks like it's going to be the end of Scion. There's the shield.
Oh, nice. Let's go, UJ. So double kill on the top lane there for the Graves. Very nice for the side of UJ. That's really big because our top lane is one of is one of our high skill players. So We do see that. We see an ult coming in to the bot lane to pick up 1 kill, but Jinx is defending herself now from the Seraphine and the Echo.
So Ezreal landed the Ezreal ult on Lux and then was able to flash in and secure the kill on Lux, but Jinx is able to flash out of the Seraphine E, but then does get hit by the Seraphine R, but does survive the 1v2 so far against Ezreal. We'll see how this plays out here. She's pretty low health, but recalling now.
Yeah, UJ just seems to be losing to a lot of poke here in the bot lane right now. They just keep getting a lot of damage put onto them, and then they keep getting zoned off from the farm. So they're having a tough time right now. Keeping up in CS for the most part, Jinx is here, but definitely a lot of pressure coming out from the bot lane of QC.
And both bot lanes look like they're kind of designed like that, between like poking. You know, you got Lux versus Seraphine. Jinx, maybe not quite as much poke as Ezreal, but Jinx and Ez are both two that if they get full items and get a lot of farm, they can lay down a lot of damage. So now that it's 2-1, the gold seems to be fairly even between the teams. CS, Corky's a little bit ahead of Echo. Graves taking a lot of damage here from Alawi.
And Alawi does still have her R here, her ultimate ability, which has a lot of healing. So Graves needs to be really careful here because she could potentially tower dive him.
Yeah, despite having that 2-0 first blood start for Graves, he's down a little bit in CS and ends up taking that damage from Alawi. So we'll see if he's able to recover from that.
UJ turning the tide here, pushing the wave under. Lux taking a couple tower shots there, though.
Graves really wants to destroy the tentacle, but always going to get hit for his troubles. Smoke screen to protect his, let's see here. Yeah, I think Alawi took a fair amount. Traded damage both ways.
Traded damage both ways, and Graves does have a lifesteal item now.
Vampiric Scepter, some biscuits.
Oh, that's going to hurt, though.
He's going to have to activate those biscuits, I imagine. Dodge some tentacle shots here.
He's playing the minigame now.
That's the strat. Intentionally get hit so you can get 5 gold for each tentacle destroyed.
Big brain time.
We'll see if he can farm this under tower without getting killed here. Yeah, Graves got pretty good wave clear.
Well, we see Sion here,
kill bot lane while it's off screen. And Sion ulting in on the slow. Graves is out of mana. Flashes to get away from it.
Yeah, that's probably going to be 2 plates for QC there in the top lane, so that's going to make the Alawi even stronger. And Graves is going to miss out on some XP there as well.
Well, now we're at 3-2 in terms of kill spread. The gold is putting about 500, 600 gold in favor for Western Illinois. Yeah, they're getting the plates, as you mentioned, and Diego gets down, starts securing his bot side camps. Some pings going on near Dragon. That looks like that's going to spawn in less than a minute for second drag. Corky resetting mid. Graves returns top lane to get some farm under his tower.
Yeah, I'm surprised this Alawi isn't backing with all the gold that she just got. And Graves should be trying to prevent her back here if he can. She does still have R, but he should have an item advantage now that he backed. Yeah, we see he's got the full Eclipse now, so he's got a big item advantage. First item, Power Spike.
And he got his free boots after the amount of minutes he needed to get them, so...
Yeah, so he's really strong here in the top lane against that Alawi.
A lot of pinging going down bot lane. Ezreal lands an ult on Lux in the tri-bush. They're both teams are trying to get vision secured on Dragon here.
We're about to see a big fight break out there in the bot lane. You see that QC is now starting the Dragon, pulling it out into the river. Lux forced to back as she has low health, so they might have to just give this Dragon.
It looks that way.
It looks like they're going to be trading a mid turret for their troubles.
See, this is one thing that I think is very valuable. If you know you're going to lose the objective, right, because Lux takes way too much damage there and can't contribute, being able to make a play on a different part of the map is so valuable. You lose the drag, but you get all those plates and stuff like that. Like, it's better than going and losing a fight at drag and getting nothing, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the fact that they're able to trade for plates, gold, and get the rift off, like, it sucks that you lose the drag, but you got something else in exchange.
Right.
Graves looks like he's going to get some plates top, too.
And he also secured that kill on the Alawi.
Yep. So money-wise, UJ is now ahead by about 500 or so. And 2 kills up. You have any idea what Graves said there?
I didn't hear what he said.
No, I was trying to listen. He's like talking while he's shooting.
Echo
I've heard most of the dialogue, but every once in a while you hear some. I like how they get more unique dialogue with champions and reworks and stuff that come out. Echo.
Oh,
gonna get a shutdown on Graves. Like Zeri, when she came out, she has all that unique dialogue with more of the Piltover and Zon characters.
For sure.
And I have a theory about this. You get Arcane, the TV show that comes out, has big success on Netflix. And all of a sudden, the last 2 champions that come out, Zeri and Renata Glass, 2 Piltover Zon characters right from the area where the TV show is. Like, are they looking for more characters for Season 2?
Right.
Seraphine landing a big R. Charm, Scion ulting in. Lux has to flash, but is she going to be able to get out? Big ult coming from Lux under tower. She survives. TP coming in from top lane on Graves. Viego trying to run down Ezreal. Echo coming in to help, but Viego will secure the kill and steal the body of Ezreal. Graves here now. Viego ults back in for the double kill.
Sick. That's really nice for UJ, especially because UJ TP'd away from that top lane, so our Graves did lose out on some XP, but they are trying to chase some kills here and perhaps get this Scion. Oh, they're just stealing his jungle.
It tends to be a gamble when you do the TP. The thing is, like, you're gambling that you're going to make enough of an impact that the gold trade is worth it, whatever the enemy laner is going to do. And Corki is trying to cover for that exposed top lane. Jinx lands a W on Seraphine. Graves doing a little vision clear here. Looks like they're rotating up to Alawi. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, Corgi's doing a good job of keeping Alawi busy. Alawi now aware that, I think fails the flash.
They don't know. I don't know if they have the vision to see that she didn't get over the wall. No, now they know she's there. Graves just dashed over. Smoke screen from Graves, and she'll go down quickly in a 3v1.
And Alawi did use her R there. Echo dashing into the team and R'ing out.
I'm surprised Echo was able to get there and get that off. Ezreal ultimate cuts through the lane, or through the champions there in the jungle. 7 kills to 4, and we have about almost a 1k lead there in gold. $125 CS to 116 on top lane. Big KD difference. Jungle, ours got a bounty and making a big impact. Sion's got more farm, but he doesn't have anywhere near the kill participation that Viego has. Lux with an ult down on bot lane. Mid lane, we're CSing a bit better, but the enemy mid's got a little bit better kill participation. And in bot lane, farm's looking about the same, but Ezreal's getting kills where Lux has 1 kill on our side, I suppose.
Yeah, but it is a Lux, and Lux isn't a support. She's a support, but is she really? Nah.
It's like putting a mid laner as support.
Exactly. So we're going to see a lot of damage and ultimates coming out of our Lux further into the game. So if she can get kills right now, that's going to be really nice in the mid game. Late game, Jinx is a carry monster. So if she keeps CSing at the very least, she can probably do well towards the late game.
I think Seraphine's probably more of a support than Lux is. Both have seen mid lane play, but Seraphine, you got a heal, you got a shield, you got a charm. Lux, I feel like the only supporting part of her kit is you get a shield.
Right.
But hers is predominantly damage.
And it looks like right now, UJ's just trying to secure some priority for this dragon here. Clearing vision, getting people in the way.
I don't know if Lux knows she's on a ward.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a snare on Lux. She'll go down instantly.
Not looking good for UJ here.
Viego's on the other side of Dragon Pit. Is he going to go in and save these people or let them just take their losses?
I think he has to let them take their losses. Yeah, they were overextended. One got caught out, so definitely unfortunate.
Didn't have the vision that they needed. They didn't know that that bush was warded and they were collapsed upon. So interesting that they're sticking around here rather than, I don't know, maybe they think they can smite steal because it's a 2v4. Viego might try to go in and smite steal, but now there's a TP coming in from Alawi. Viego charmed. Ult's out. Are they going to commit to him?
He's exhausted and
Seraphine's
rooted.
flashy. This is the trouble with they had that. Like, I don't think... What's the word I'm looking for? I don't think the odds of getting in on a smite steal are very likely compared to the odds of getting killed for your efforts of trying to do that.
For sure.
So, I don't know. You might be better just to cut your losses and just go farm or push something somewhere else when you already lost Jinx and you lost Lux.
Right.
There in the original Dragon play. So, now, because of what's happened there, looks like we're tied up 7-7 in kills. Rift goes off. 8-7 on kills. Western Illinois takes the lead there. And they have the gold lead. And the dragon lead now.
Yeah. Really, really big sequence there for QC Esports. Yeah, and that Scion getting kills there, that's going to be pretty scary. Or getting a kill there. It's going to be pretty scary if he can get big before UJ can get big.
Viego on a ward is not able to get to blue buff before it is stolen by Western Illinois. Doing a little vision clear here. Lowy and Scion primed to fight up here. Looks like Scion's taking the fight against Viego. Corky doing a lot of damage to Lowy, though. I didn't think that was going to work out for us, but it did. So Corky was able to get the kill there. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I think it was odd that both teams there split focus.
Yeah.
Viego going on the Scion when he was engaged on at first, to be fair.
Right.
But Corky did a lot of damage to the Alawi that I don't think she was expecting there.
No, and to be fair, I don't think I was expecting it either. But maybe I should have been. Let's look at the items. It's got a
Luden's Echo
Luden's.
and Manamune.
Yep.
Plus
He's
the
got
Sork
the
boots.
magic pen from the Sorks, as you just mentioned. Scion going full tank here. Unfortunately, our Jinx is 0-2, but she's got her mythic now. Ezreal has got an item and a half. Lux is working on her first full item. She's got a Dark Seal. But Seraphine's already got her mythic. And starting working on some grievous wounds out of Seraphine to reduce healing on the part of Jamestown. So gold looking like they're about 1.5K up on Jamestown. But we did have the lead for a while here. Now it looks like there's a slight advantage for Western Illinois after what's been happening over the last 4 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty considerable advantage as both teams traded mid towers so far. Both teams traded top towers, but bot towers looking super low, and UJ feels like they're just not fighting as well as QC.
Well, you wonder, is it technical play? Is it more macro play? I think the thing that would help us out more is probably vision. I can't see vision scores for both teams exactly, but I do think when you are able to... Oh, there we go. Yeah. I do think when you're able to know more of where the opponent is, you're able to make more educated decisions off of that. Right. So, and when you don't know, then it's easier for them to take advantage of you, which I think sometimes we've been caught sort of flat-footed, and they have taken advantage of us, particularly near the dragon area.
Yeah, also UJ having 4 people in the bot lane. I think right now they should get vision in the jungle like you were saying so that they can watch rotations, but they should try and be in their own lanes as much as possible. Soak up that XP and be able to dominate on that front.
Lack of vision there, Scion's able to just walk up and steal red buff while Viego's doing it. One trick that you normally do, I mean, if you know where the opponents are, you don't have to do this, but normally you pull buffs into the bush when you're doing them. Right. Unless you just insta-clear them so fast. Surprised that Viego didn't do that, but Scion able to steal that and walk away. Our team, Jamestown walking through wards and don't know it yet, so we're sweeping here, but she needs to move and let's see here. Oh, Seraphine misses E. Dodges the Alawi skill shot and gets to keep farming. Alawi's recalling, Scion's recalling, Jinx recalling.
Yeah, should be interesting. Everyone's trying to recall here so that they can contest this third Drake.
Maybe they're just messing around because they know Drag Spawn and they're just kind of waiting and chilling. And that seems like what a lot of this is like. We get the fights at Dragon and then people just trying to farm and chill for 4 minutes until the next big fight. Graves teleporting in. He's saying This time, we're going to all do it together. Everyone's going to be alive in a 5v5. Echo's behind them. They started drag. Echo's behind them on the flank. The other 4 Western Illinois are up here. Ezreal able to take out Lux with the ultimate after the Ras. Scion ulting in to secure. No, Seraphine will secure the kill on Dragon. Viego fails flash and dies. Scion flashes over, kills Corky. Graves trying to go in now in a 1v4. Didn't start that way. Jinx knocked up by Scion. Executed by Ezreal. This is looking brutal.
Yeah, absolutely. Raid boss Scion just came in there with his ultimate and knocked up the Viego and secured the dragon there with the Seraphine's help. And then it was just kills left and right. Lots of summoner spells being traded out for both teams. But definitely some big chunks came through there and executed our team. And Graves probably going to fall here. Yeah, they're quite late. The Scion, I believe he's just going to get out for free too.
He's getting to be pretty tanky, and when you have the mythic item that he has, the Iceborne Gauntlets, or I think that's what they're called, being able to slow Graves on every auto to prevent him from escaping. Brutal. Viego, lucky to survive there. Spoke too soon.
Caster's curse, baby.
Ezreal's ult comes up after using it earlier in the dragon fight, but that's kind of a short cooldown now, 24 minutes into the game.
Looks like UJ now has to defend these lanes, push those out, but yeah, Baron's being called for the side of QC.
Not surprising. They're going to reset. Everyone's alive on their team, spend their money, get the gold. They have the money advantage. They're going to transfer that into an item advantage. And if we tried to 5v5 them at Baron, I don't know what version of this we win a straight up 5v5. Now, due to the deficit, it looks like we would have to focus on trying to make some picks in order to tilt the scales.
Absolutely, and especially because we're going to be fighting in a Baron pit with an Alawi who has her ultimate up. That's something scary. Yeah, and if Alawi hits one of those hooks there, it's just so much pressure.
Yeah, Graves lost half of his health from the first time she landed that skill shot. Now we'll see. Graves is probably pretty low too.
Yeah, he's got to play the mini game again
down
as well.
to 20% health. Western Illinois able to steal blue buff. Ezreal ult going out. Misses Graves by a little bit. I couldn't see how close it was, but looking at the radar, it looked like it was close. Graves is just walking back to base. They haven't started Baron yet, but looks like they might now.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't started it earlier, honestly. They
pretty concerned about trying to hurt Graves and get him out of the jungle. Graves gonna chase down Echo. There's a snare. Graves still stunned. I thought he dashed out of it in time, but apparently not. Lux ult lands on Baron, but it's a little too healthy right now. Ezreal doing tons of damage to Lux.
Chunking, yeah.
Scion secures the kill on Baron, and Western Illinois able to ace? No, Graves is the only surviving member of a UJ, so that's brutal. Lose 4 teammates at Drag and the objective. Lose 4 teammates at Baron and the objective.
Yeah, nah, I think this is an FF angle. Oh, Ezreal overextending here is going to be able to get out though with the help of his team. And there's the ace. There's the ace. So UJ
one
now
man's
on those death
overextension turned right into a bait.
Absolutely.
Scion proving how tanky he is. Minions are here, but I'll just take all the tower damage. Who cares?
Yeah, and that's going to be game 1 for the side of QC. Good team play coming out from QC. I think that they had a lot of map pressure, just with the ganks they had. We saw Viego did very well in the early game there, but I felt that in the end it was really QC in those dragon pits in that Baron fight there that really shown their mettle as a team.
I do think if you look at the first 8 minutes or so of the game, like University of Jamestown definitely had the advantage and were making smarter, better plays. However, sort of building off of what you were referring to, whether it be the 5v5 fighting or maybe lack thereof, the map presence, the map awareness, and that deals with vision, the macro play that came out of Western Illinois and things they were able to do with that helped them come back and end up just sort of snowballing there after a while.
Right.
And beating Jamestown in those fights. So it'll be interesting to see if Jamestown is able to adapt and make the changes to sort of capitalize on that early game lead and turn that into a victory rather than some of the mistakes that compounded one after another that turned the favor in terms of Western Illinois able to win that game.
Absolutely.
So
So what are you hoping to see this next game here? Are you expecting the opposing team to try and ban out our top laner once more?
I don't know. There's a couple different trains of thought in that. One theory could be like, okay, if we think that Run It Down Mid is Jamestown's best player, we could throw a lot of bans at that and try to get him on his 4th, 5th, or something best pick. But does that mean he's just going to do as well no matter regardless of what he plays? Or do we just ignore that, let him play whatever he wants, and then go after the rest of the team and like say like you're not going to be allowed to play your best players? So last game they took out Camille and Fiora, and he was on Graves, and they were able to win. The thing about it is when you win the game, the burden is on the losing team to make the adaptations in the banning phase to like help them win. If you're the winning team, you're thinking like, well, we just got to do what we did last game.
Right.
What Western Illinois is probably thinking is like, yeah, we probably shouldn't play as bad the first 5 to 8 minutes as we did the last game, but we were able to turn it around. What Jamestown should be thinking is like, we need to get a lead again, like we did before, and like they've done in multiple games. I've seen them do it in the last few that I've spectated or commentated for. So they have a habit of doing well in the early, but it's translating that into a mid game or a late game lead, and I think that starts with like better macro play and better vision. Like you cannot get picked out because if you die and give up a kill early, now all of a sudden it's a 3v4 or a 4v5.
Right.
Come 20 seconds later, and you're not securing objectives in a 3v4 and a 4v5. So I don't know. I hope that Jamestown is able to, learn from the what happened there in that last game and is able to maintain a lead throughout the entirety of the game.
All right.
Now we're looking to see if we can pull up Pro Draft and see what the drafts are looking like for the second game.
All right.
Western Illinois looks like they're going to not change their theory here, and they're going to continue to ban out Camille, Fiora, Aurelia, which is predominantly what I think our top lane would be playing.
Yeah, high skill, high outplay potential champions, which is probably what they're worried about.
Yeah, and we did see Graves start off 2-0, but it is very hard in any lane, but even with top lane, like you get ahead, but if your other teammates are struggling, I don't know. Graves it can be too hard to like 1v4, 1v5 and take over a game. Like you need to have success going on in other parts of the lane, and they were. Like our jungle was ahead in the beginning of that game, but 2 lanes versus 3 lanes, it looked like the other 3 were doing enough that they were able to turn it around. So we're going to have to see, we're going to have to see bot or mid in addition to jungler top get ahead.
Right.
Like, and I think mid lane was about even, and bot lane was probably behind. But being even, I don't think is good enough. We're going to need to see out of the first 5 to 10 minutes, like another position, whether it be mid or bot, like take a lead like top lane did, or like jungle did. So in order to turn that into a victory, probably. We'll see. Jamestown. Banning out Scion. They don't want to deal with that anymore. Ezreal. Bagger. So they got rid of their AD carry from last game. They got rid of the jungle from last game. According to our Sandy that was in chat earlier, he sort of alluded to the idea that Scion likely will go to a Jax pick in the jungle. We'll see if that pans out. Western Illinois deciding they're going to keep that a similar bot lane to what they picked last time. Instead of running Ezreal Seraphine, they're going to take the Jinx that we used last game, and they're going to run Jinx Seraphine in the bot lane. As for us, we have an Alistar pick and a Brand pick. So does that mean we're running Brand mid?
I actually think probably Brand is mid. Yeah, I know that our ADC Forehead, when he plays support, likes to play Brand every once in a while, but I don't believe our current support player plays Brand. Oh, this is curious now.
Yeah, because we have a Vex and a Brand and an Alistar.
Yeah.
The Trundle was banned last game, I believe, and now this time is picked up by Western Illinois. I'm not sure if that's Trundle top or if it's Trundle AD carry, but we are seeing a Jax ban come from the side of UJ, so that makes me sort of believe that Trundle's top lane for the opposing team if we're still banning out junglers. Well, I mean, Jax is traditionally top lane, but, you know, we did the Scion ban and the Jax ban. Graves getting banned on the side of Western Illinois banning that, so now Western Illinois has banned what looks to be 4 top laners from our side.
But that's the thing with running down mid. What can't he play? Even outside of League of Legends, he can play every character in any other video game he plays. He's very adept.
And they're gonna do a final ban on Mordekaiser and put run it down mid on possibly. Oh no, they switch it to Alawi instead. So Mordekaiser is open, I suppose, if UJ wants to do that.
I think that's a lot of AP though.
It is, and maybe that's why they switched to the Alawi ban. They're like, go ahead, pick another AP champ. Jackson Yasau getting banned as our final 2 bans coming from University of Jamestown. So we'll see where we end up getting for picks here. We're down to the final seconds for UJ, and this will help give us some clarity as to maybe where the Brand Vex Alistair picks are going. Hecarim, nah, it's got to be jungle.
Yeah,
I imagine. I mean, I maybe have seen every once in a while a Hecarim top, but it's way more likely that it's jungle.
No way that that Hecarim is being played in the top lane. Well, how do you think you would match up against a Trundle?
Poorly. I think that Trundle would have a big advantage against a melee bruiser like that in top lane. Malzahar getting selected by Western Illinois, which makes me think, we'll take Malzahar mid, Seraphine bot. And this final pick by Western Illinois will really sort of solidify whether Trundle is top or jungle. I don't know if Western Illinois. Galio.
So Trundle in the jungle.
Jungle possibly now, and Galio top lane. Galio, there can't be any way that he's going to go jungle. No one else on that team can jungle.
Can Malzahar jungle with his little beetle things?
Voidlings?
Yeah.
I think it'd be a poor jungle, especially the early game. I think he'd run out of mana way too quickly. My guess, they're going to do Trundle jungle, and Galio Malzahar can flex top or mid. Kale coming out of our top lane. So maybe the hope is here now that even if running down mid has a slow start, Kale is one of the best late game champions. Yeah. So if they think the game's going to push out to be that late anyways, they're hoping that they can get more late game carry potential out of a top lane pick like Kale, which is true. It is a slower start for Kale. Typically does not have the best early game, but late game, Kale has great 1v3, 1v4, 1v whatever potential like on the roster of League of Legends champions. If there's not a lot of champions that can do it, but if there are a few, Kale might be one of them. So
right here, and now we're gonna swap view over back into the client here, and like we discussed that first game there, they're just taking those bans and those picks from this last pro draft and gonna be just putting those into the game. So what I'm expecting is actually a brand ADC is what I think we're seeing here.
Okay. Yeah, judging by those picks, that seems like it'd be best case scenario.
Yeah, and I know that, like I was talking about before, our ADC player played a little bit of Brand when they were playing support. So I'm thinking it's Alistar support with Brand as the ADC, a Vex mid lane, Hecarim jungle, and a Kale top for UJ.
If they could get good production out of Hecarim, that'd be really valuable this game, due to the fact that the opposing team likely will want to build a lot of MR, because that's predominantly what Ali, Brand, Vex, and Kale are going to do. So if they put all that money into magic resistance, that frees up Hecarim to have the potential to do a lot of damage with not a lot of armor being built. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be an interesting game here.
But look at the picks here, though. Trundle is getting picked at the top lane position, where Galio is getting picked at the jungle position now by their team. I wonder if Galio is going to end up jungling here. I don't know. I mean, he picked Scion jungle, which is a very obscure jungle before. Maybe he will go the route of deciding to do a Galio jungle. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the last time I've ever played against a Galio jungle.
Yeah, no. I've never seen it. Can't imagine it would be too good.
I've seen Galio play support, even though I do think it's more popular mid. I think it's better when it's mid, because Galio wants to get 6 as early as possible, and you can do that in the solo lanes a bit quicker. And the pressure that Galio has from his ultimate, he plays very similar to like a Shen or Twisted Fate. Your goal is not to win the lane that you're playing. Your goal is to alt top and alt bot and win those lanes for your team.
Right.
And Galio out of the jungle position, where he's going to be at a XP disadvantage compared to his solo laners, unless he really pops off, which I don't know how he does that from jungle, because he's not suited as well as other junglers to do that. Like, I'm curious to know the kind of impact that Galio's going to have pre-6. We'll have to see. Maybe he blows me away with this insane gangster or jungle clear. No, they do end up trading there. They're trading back and forth. Or maybe they're just trolling. I don't really know. Trundle trolling? Couldn't be.
He's the king of trolling.
Yeah. They were swapping picks back and forth there. Really trying to confuse us. We'll see when time expires if they end up trading at the end. But
yeah, I think this is going to be a very curious game. Probably going to be an on-hit build for Kale if they're worried about the tankiness of the Galio potentially.
I don't know what Kale ends up doing for a mythic. Maybe the Spell Vamp one. Well, it's not called Spell Vamp anymore. Omnivamp. Riftmaker, possibly. Could see something else, but Nash's Tooth likely.
I'm thinking
for Kale.
Probably just an on-hit build. Probably going to go AD with the lack of it on their team.
We'll have to see. Getting in the game here now, well, we have a 3-minute delay before we're able to see this, but Struggle Bus. I hear my boy Kyle, something that guy. How you doing, man? Just enjoying some League of Legends action. That's the plan. I'm hoping that UJ capitalize on the advantages that they had last game, correct those mistakes that they had, and able to come away with a win here in game 2.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, thank you, Struggle Bus and Laura Weiss, for supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Thanks for tuning in and supporting your Jimmies.
Oh, I didn't know that it's his first time chat on there like that. I didn't know it would give a
notification
for that.
Oh, and our Bunny comes in. Let's go, UJ. Let's go! And congrats to you, Struggle Bus. Doing well, just moved in with... not going to dox anyone. And lots to unpack. Well, congrats.
Yep. Have you an opportunity to play League with Struggle Bus?
I have not. Is it an experience? As much of an experience as it is with the God... Is it the God Pickle? I believe it is.
Yeah, I don't remember if I played with Struggle Bus. I feel like the answer is no. I get confused sometimes between all the... It's so bad between all the people from your neck of the woods that have played League and stuff, but I've played with quite a few of them. I think
it's so bad.
I think Struggle Bus needs to drop some of the Minecraft in Stardew Valley and start grinding some LOL out. It might be toxic, that's true, but you have and you hated it? Maybe I blocked it out of my memory. It couldn't have been that bad.
It was a traumatic experience. Blocked it out of his memory.
No, I don't know. hey now. Our Bunny
98.
Stardew is the bomb. Dude, Stardew, when they put in the multiplayer mod, definitely got better. I like it. But you know what should get a multiplayer mod, actually, is RimWorld. Have you ever played that before?
I have not.
Dude, if that game had a multiplayer mod, that was better. Oh, yes, I remember this conversation. Yes. I did play with you, and you were on Morg. That is correct. Morgana. Dude, I ban out Morg so much when I play support. I hate playing against Morgana. Because I play CC stuff, and you can't CC anything with Morgana, with Black Shield.
Whenever I'm in the bot lane, I always ban out Jhin. I hate playing against Jhin.
As Jhin?
Yeah, I hate playing against him. I don't know what it is. It's just, I hate it. I always get hit by the 4.
Oh.
Every time.
And he's counting it to you. He lets you know ahead of time.
I know.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
He's just counting at me. I dislike it.
Struggle Bus saying I didn't do so bad as MF. I like MF. I think MF has been a quality champion since her release. She's been around for many, many years. MF, the only thing that's a little bit sort of simple-minded is just her ultimate, which is pretty brain-dead. But other than that, I haven't mind the rest of her kit. You know, the thing about MF is, historically, when you play MF, not you specifically, but like anybody that wants to play MF, you can never get your bouncing bolt to hit the opponent. Whenever you play against an MF, the bouncing bullet always magnets to you.
It's true. It's weird how they coded that into the game. Yeah. I don't understand. Another game without a Nautilus. GG, go next.
Is that what you root for, or is that someone in chat?
No, that's me. I love Nautilus.
Do you?
When I play support, I actually play Nautilus, and I'm trying to pick up Pike as well.
I love Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
And this season, I've been playing so much, not just this season, but like the last year, so much like full AP Blitzcrank. His AP scaling is just massive on his pull and his ultimate. Early invade on behalf of Jamestown. Looks like Jinx got the hint and is going to run away. Let's see if they flash engage on her. They're rotating to meet. Seraphine getting a little money.
I think this is a little
Q-toss.
sketchy for UJ.
Yeah, Seraphine already got the poke and got a little bit gold on there. Hecarim by himself, but they might not know that. Taking more damage here. Malzahar.
Yeah, UJ just making their getaway now. Did a little drive-by.
Yeah. Hecarim not able to recall in time to get back to buff spawn, but he should be able to heal through it once he gets his W. All in all, a little stroll through the enemy jungle, but I think Western Illinois probably comes out on top because of the money they made from the support item for poking with Seraphine. Right. But yeah, and if you look at the gold, they're ahead by like 100 gold, but not too much.
Yeah, it was a big poke from that Seraphine there.
They got some vision now, so they know that Galio's starting red. Looks like we're starting red as well, so when that happens, typically the jungles don't meet each other when both teams start the same buff, but we'll see how the jungles end up pathing here. Trundle in the top lane versus Kale. I think that Trundle has a bit of an advantage, like most champions do against Kale early game, but once she gets a few levels and a few items on her, I imagine Trundle could struggle in that matchup later on.
Yeah, with no slows in his kit, he has to hopefully be able to run it down and stay on top of Kale, but I feel like Kale just can easily outplay it with, I believe it's her W that speeds her up.
Yeah, and Trundle does that pillar that, when used correctly, could be a little bit of a hassle for Kale to get around. But
right.
Malzahar against Vex. Vex, a newer champion in LoL, and we'll see how that plays out. Malzahar, typically a pretty good 1v1er, just likes to push lanes. Vex, very well-made champion. Early gank from Hecarim. That's going to force the Trundle flash, but he's going in with red buff slow and Q. Trundle, is he going to go down? Oh, big flash from Kale, but
whoa!
I did not think that was going to be enough damage.
That was a snipe. R-Bunny, thank you for the bits. Much appreciated. And Struggle Bus, our days, I think, are going pretty well. Kyle, DRXP had
they dropped my name in chat earlier, so
yes,
that's okay.
At least I'm not the one to dox you. We're good, yeah.
We'll blame Struggle Bus if anything bad happens to me.
Yeah, sounds good.
I've been doing good. I've been busy teaching as a long-term sub and keeping me busy, I suppose, and still hanging out here in UJ, enjoying it in Jamestown. Big kill coming out now on Hecarim gonna fall, trying to invade there. Galio able to make some work happen there. Sorry for doxing, lol. It's alright. They mentioned earlier, she's one of my top mid laners. She must be referring to Kale, but says my favorite is Ahri. Must not mean Ahri as a mid lane or a top laner for R-Bunny. She's talking about mid lane, right?
I think mid lane, I'm pretty sure she's either R-Bunny is either talking about Morgana or Misfortune there.
Flash coming out from Alistar. Now they got the Ignite on Seraphine. Seraphine able to get away. And Jinx flashing in. Galio engages on top as well. There comes the taunt. Kale out of mana and CC'd. Hecarim coming down. Can he secure the kill on Seraphine?
I think he can.
There we go. Auto attack comes in. Brand flashes in with the snare. The stun. Hecarim misses Q. Malzahar. Malefic Visions on Alistar. He'll go down. Will Hecarim fall? Brand. Is he able to get away from Malzahar?
Malzahar's running it down.
If Malz had flash, I think he would have already used it. Brand looks like he's going to survive. Hecarim survives as well. So, the momentum back and forth. They flash, we flash, and surprised that the kills ended up the way they did. 3-2. A lot of kills in the first 5 minutes of this game compared to last game. A 700 gold advantage, or close to that, on the side of Western Illinois. R-Bunny says, Morgana is my mid laner. Well, yeah, she can flex pretty well between mid and support. Galio goes for taunt. It misses. Looks like Kale will get away here. Slight poke coming from Trundle and Galio here. They're spending a lot of time trying to keep Kale behind.
Yeah. And how are we looking at the CS in the jungle there? So Galio is up in CS, just back in bot. Plus he had that kill earlier, but Hecarim's gotten a kill and assist. So Plus, he's clearing his entire jungle right now, so I would venture to say that jungle's fairly even.
Yeah, other than the one death coming from Hecarim, it looks pretty even across the board. Hecarim deciding to go for Tear the Goddess. Try to sustain some of that ability spam. Galio down in his bot side with Hecarim in our top side jungle. Malzahar pushing up the lane like Malzahars usually do, spreading those Voidlings and Malefic Visions throughout the lane. Struggle bus. Watch how much LOL, seen how much LOL. Hear us talk about LOL, still doesn't get the game. But you've been seeing and playing it for a while now too. How much do you think you have a pretty good understanding now after all these years?
After all these years, I don't know. I think that I have an above average game knowledge. Just because I've watched a lot of coaching videos. He's got a 2-level lead here. Can he not take this Galio? Galio does have that item lead though.
Vex lands R. I think that was R. Does she follow up? No, decides it's too dangerous to go in on Alley there. Bran misses a skill shot. It's complex. I do think that League of Legends, like most MOBAs, like Dota or something like that, that if you've never played the genre before, it's hard to pick up. There's so many champions in the game. Now it's nearing 160 champions in League of Legends. I guess one bright side is you don't have to learn a lot of maps. You get one map that only tends to change, once or twice a season.
Right.
And the changes are very minor. Typically jungle changes, if anything, not structural. Like layout of the map tends not to change very much. And it ends up being like you want to learn how to play your champion, but learning how your champion interacts against your opponents and how it can interact with your teammates. There's a lot of interactions there to learn.
Oh yeah, and that's why it's good to pick 1 or 2 champions and just really master that champion, but to learn the game. But then you get into competition here, especially with the collegiate esports, and you could run into a situation like Run It Down Mid has here, where he has to know 17 different champions because he's getting banned out the entire time.
You get that issue in Clash too, because in Clash, the LoL tournament that happens, I'd say once every 3 weeks or so.
Yep.
For all League of Legends players, that is a game mode where they get to see what you play before you end up playing against, so you kind of get picked. But in normal solo queue, your opponents do not get to see your profile before they queue up against you, so you can get away with having a smaller champ pool. But when it comes to, like you mentioned, esports or even Clash, kind of forces you, especially if you're good, to have a bigger champ pool. Putting a lot of focus on camping on Kale's lane to try to keep her behind. It's understandable. You don't want Kale to get items to get ahead, and they are putting quite the focus on now. Kale 1 and 2 ahead in CS though. There's not a lot of CS happening in top lane. I'm surprised that the CS isn't more like what's going on in mid lane, where there's 60 plus CS on both roles. Even bot lane has higher CS than top lane for both teams. So a lot of fighting there, not as much farming.
Right. Yeah, I think potentially Vex could look to clear some waves here and then maybe look for a roam. I know we just looked for 1 bot lane, but I'm hoping maybe we can see a little love top lane.
It's hard to outpush him Malzahar though. Between the Voidlings and Malefic Visions, he can clear waves pretty fast, pretty early on. As long as he has the mana to keep putting it out there. Kale getting range now. Trundle running out of mana. Oh, she's gonna commit to this, Kale is, but I think Trundle gets out here. We'll see.
Hit the snipe. Oh.
She's doing the best that she can to try to
come back, yeah, make those plays.
Capitalize on it there, but Trundle able to escape. Looks like Drag's gonna get started on behalf of Western Illinois. UJ collapsing on the Drag. Hecarim will secure. Vex alt lands. Gets in. Kill on Galio. Malzahar is there. Almost out of mana. Vex ignites Seraphine. Seraphine will go down. Malzahar flashes away from Hecarim. Hecarim engages with Ghost. Oh! Lands again. And that is going to be a dead Malzahar.
Oh, huge plays from both Hecarim and the Vex there. Vex hitting those skill shots left and right. Hecarim coming in with a steal on that dragon. That's a big play for UJ.
It sure is. I think Vex, being a newer champion, as I mentioned earlier, is such a well-designed champion. She's fun to watch. She takes skill because it's a lot of skill shots, but when land and used correctly, such an impact
Absolutely.
that Vex can make for her team. And it's just an entertaining character to listen to. You know, her personality and everything. And she's a lot of fun. Seraphine, trying to tell Hecarim to get out of our jungle. Jinx wasn't really that involved in the dragon fight. I think she stayed or left early to go secure some farm down in bot lane. Trundle puts down the pillar, engages on Kayle. Q slow, but Kayle looks like she's going to get out. Alistar goes in on Seraphine and Jinx. Jinx traps come out. Allie's going to tank a little bit more damage here. Debonar Bran looking fresh.
Looking fresh. And a moment of peace falls upon the rift.
Yeah, normally that don't last too long, though. Jinx out of mana. Seraphine's got quite a bit, though. Well, Allie knows that that's warded now. Bran, they're just stalling the wave out here. Are they hoping that they push up so that Hecarim's able to gank? Or Hecarim looks like he's pathing towards his wolves, though. Galio secures blue buff. Kayle returning back to top lane after getting some vision in her try. Galio pathing towards top lane, so we'll see if that vision plays out for him. Vex wandering around after pushing the wave. Interesting that Trundle even spends the resources there.
Yeah, especially when they're looking for the gank, and that pillar has a very long cooldown, which he could be using there to try and keep the Kayle from going under turret. But I think Kale's just looking to freeze the wave up top right now.
I think what Kayle wants, and like most Kayle players do, is let's make this game run as long as possible, because the longer she gets to get that build up, the more of an impact she's going to have. Speaking of impact, look at UJ diving bot lane.
That is very good. Very good, very nice.
Malzahar thinks he's safe. Hecarim's going to come around and, oh, alright, Malefic Visions come out. Malzahar doesn't want to stick around, though, for a 1v3 or 1v4. So Hecarim's going to get out. Galio trying to make a trade, sees that they sent 4 people bot lane. Let's see if we can trade for Rift. What I do like out of UJ, though, is not only do they make the ambition to like go for a dive, but they execute it perfectly in that everyone survives on the dive. They get the kills, they get the farm, no plates taken, unfortunately, but everyone gets out. And Jinx rocket misses on Bran, so yeah. Overall, pretty good on the side of UJ there. UJ up 3 kills and up about 2k. Galio coming to gank. There's the pillar. Kayle ultimate comes out. Galio taunt. A lot of CC. Alistar rotating from support. Helps save Kayle. Well timed, I suppose.
Yeah. I was worried that ult was a little bit early there from the Kayle. And that she was going to get taunted, but Alistar came in to save the day, so that was pretty nice.
I imagine her thought process, though, was that if I don't do this sooner rather than later, it might be too late.
Right.
Alistar coming around. Hecarim coming around. Oh, Flash coming out from Trundle, and it looks like now there's Pillar. He likely will escape. I think most of the CC has been burned. Bran now in a 1v2 with Alistar up top lane. Takes the CC. Takes the traps. Jinx.
Ooh.
That's the trick. When you leave the AD carry, or in this case AP carry, down bot lane on their own, they have to do everything in their power to make sure that they don't get 2v1. They need to survive down there, and unfortunately, Bran dies. Malzahar lands the suppression on Allie, and with Malefic Visions and Ignite, that DOT will kill Alistar on that gank attempt.
This is a very good ult right there under that turret. So
Vex ultimate lands on Jinx. That's an
oh baby.
Flash coming out. Can Vex secure this? A flash of her own. Every skill shot that needed to be landed to secure the double kill. Impressive work from mid lane. Hecarim engaging on Malz. He knows that the Malz suppression is down. Galio ult coming in to protect Malzahar. Feared on Galio. Charm lands on Vex. Hecarim ultimate comes in. Bran flashes in. Misses skill shot.
Ooh.
Bran burn lands there, but
That's going to be dragging for UJ, though, I think. Even with Vex down, they were able to cause such heavy damage onto the enemy team there. I think they get this dragon right here, right now.
Jinx lands the ultimate on on Vex there, and we get the sad mummy emote from Brand after
Sad
losing a
mummy.
teammate. Smite will secure Dragon, and now University of Jamestown is up 2 dragons to 0, and 2 kill advantage, but the gold is just very, very slightly in the favor of Jamestown. So despite having the kill lead, dragon lead, they're not up very much on gold.
Yeah, and I think that's also in part because the Galio dropped that Rift, the Rift Herald there in the mid lane and secured a single turret for them. Luckily, it didn't get a second run into the tier 2 turret for UJ in the mid lane, but still, that's a lot of map pressure now that they're going to have onto them.
Yeah, Vex has more KP and a KD advantage over Malzahar. Malzahar's farming a bit better, though. Galio and Hecarim both doing well, although Hecarim has a significant farm advantage. Seraphine ultimate will land on Brand, but there's no follow-up, so it looks like he'll walk away.
Right. And perhaps we're looking for some action here in the top lane with this Trundle, or is Trundle's just going to back, and so free farm for Kale there.
Hecarim was positioned like, are you going to walk up and try to hit this tower? Nope, I guess we'll both recall then.
Yep. Yeah, so far this game, Vex looking very nice. Did end up getting picked up and losing.
Ignite lands. Galio's in position to sort of go after this. Jinx and Seraphine putting on a lot of damage. Alistar trying to survive, but when Galio showed up, looks like it was enough for them to try. They almost killed Jinx. Jinx down to under 100 health, but will survive.
Dang. It's a good double kill there for the side of
Hecarim
TC.
comes in with ultimate. Lands on the trap. Snared. Slowed. Malzahar rotates to try to deal with Hecarim. Vex is coming down. Can Vex land an ultimate? Top lane. Teleport coming out of Kale. Vex lands the ultimate. Kills one. Will she turn the ult back the other way? Seraphine will fall. Kale ults herself. Vex lands the ult on Malzahar. Galio ults on Malzahar. Vex doesn't follow up with the R, though, surprisingly. Kale gets the double kill. Triple.
Yes! Oh my god, I love you, Jay.
And Vex able to land the final skill shot to take out the Malzahar. So, what looked to be pretty much devastation early on from our bot lane ends up with teammates rotating. They get a lot out of it. Trundle's trying to make the most that he can top lane, but we're secure the kills and the bot lane tower.
Such good plays. And I bet we're even actually potentially able to pick up this Rift Herald one more time before Baron spawns.
Well, they'd have to do it in under 2 minutes. Hecarim taking the minions under tower here. Trundle will walk away.
I think it's ambitious, but even I think with this Kale, I think UJ can do it.
Well, now that Kale took all those kills, got the money, what'd she end up spending it on? So she does rush an Ashes Tooth, and it does look like she is going for the Riftmaker Mythic, which I thought would be the route that a Kale would go, because there is the Omnivamp item, the Berserker Greaves, and the Blasting Wand in check as well. Hecarim decides to go with a Tank Mythic in Turbo Chem Tank, which is still pretty common. I think it might even be the most meta Mythic that Hecarim's running. They can go some more damage items, I suppose.
Insane, I'm getting caught out there.
Yeah, this will be the end of Brand here. Seraphine having to burn Flash to survive here. Vex up 6-1 and 5 with Ludens, Blasting Wand, Sork Shoes. Galio engaging on Kale. Pops the plant so he can't jump over. Hecarim charging in, but Vex will secure the kill and go up to 7-1 on a KD. Malzahar going to go Leandre's. Galio ended up going Everfrost, so a lot of damage out of that, I suppose. Trundle doesn't have a mythic yet. Decided to go Blade of the Rune King for attack speed, lifesteal, and AD. Jinx went Gale Force for the extra dash, and Brand gonna take Leandre's to stack on that DOT. You got the Brand burn plus the Leandre's burn. Jinx ult coming in towards Rift. It lands, but
Good smite.
Smite secure. Do they pick up the Rift though? Vex ult.
Yeah, I think
lands
she just says, let
get
me
away.
out of here.
Yep. So I know y'all stream for UJ now, but after you guys are done in school, do you plan on continuing to stream like you do now? Honest question, because I find streaming to be such a fun thing for people to do, and I even want to do it. You ever thought about streaming? I mean, maybe you do, and I just don't pay attention enough.
So when I was good good at my game. I'm washed now, but back in my day, I actually did take up streaming for a little bit. I only did like 3 streams, and I didn't find it enjoyable, and I ended up getting flamed by my viewers, and it was just not fun. I'm too tiltable, don't have the mental for that kind of thing, nor the personality, I think. Honestly, I think you have to have a certain air to you to be able to do streaming. Big fight here for UJ.
Galio secures the drag kill for Western Illinois and ulting in. Balzar taking a lot of damage. Heckram and Kale. Kale putting down a lot in tandem with Vex in mid lane. So UJ getting a lot of kills here, chasing down the Trundle. Jinx slow lands on Heckram. Out come the traps, and despite Western Illinois getting the drag, I think we came out ahead on the kills.
Absolutely. And UJ already has two there, so I think they push for mid turret here. And
there's that rift play that you mentioned. Here comes the rift to hit.
Oh,
that'll
massive.
take the tower.
They're pretty confident. Looks like they're poising for Baron here. And while we have some time here, so do you plan on streaming post UJ?
I've never streamed. I think that for me the priority would be finishing my education, securing the professional side with my work and everything. But if everything gets to be where it needs to be in terms of occupation and education, that all gets underway. If I have the money to afford it, I wouldn't mind doing it. I don't know if my priority would be League of Legends, though. It is something that I've played off and on for 10 years, but where I see myself being probably better at than League of
Hello. All right, give me poggers in the chat if you guys can hear us right now. I'm getting readings that I can hear myself. So. Oh no.
Yes. Okay, so what is the last thing you heard from us? We were talking about the streaming. While you tell us, where we left off on that, let's sort of recap what happened here recently. Jamestown up 18-14 in kills. We're up 1 drag. We're up 2K in gold. And everyone looks to have reset, spent a little bit of money. And now, how do you click so I can see tab on here?
So just click on the client
okay,
and then you
perfect.
can tab there, yep.
So now, Kale rocking a 550 gold bounty and Vex 400 gold. Looks like Heckram's going to engage. Galio comes out to try to protect the Jinx. That'll land on Alistar. Let's see how much follow-up there is. Vex lands a skill shot. Alistar taking a lot of damage here. Everfrost comes out and misses, but it looks like UJ will escape with everyone alive thus far. So, Struggle was saying you started talking about how you would want to stream possibly DXP. So for me, what I mentioned earlier before I was silenced, maybe they just don't want to hear me, is
Malzahar got a hold of you.
yeah, he got a hold of me and silenced me like enough. Malzahar is anti-freedom of speech. That's lore. That's canon, by the way. He does not believe in freedom of speech. Okay, so for me, if I decided I wanted to stream, which I want to focus on my education and job first, but assuming that was all underway and I had the time and the resources to be able to do that sort of thing, I don't know if I would put an emphasis on streaming League of Legends. I see myself wanting to do more towards fighting games, which I don't do Smash like they do here at the college, which is still a great game, and I think everyone should check out University of Jamestown Smash team if they get a chance to do so. But what I see myself playing more for fighting games is typically NetherRealm Studios, which is more Mortal Kombat and Injustice franchises. So if they continue more NRS fighting games, I could see myself doing that. Or what might be even more exciting is Riot Games is coming out with their own fighting game using League of Legends characters, which I could definitely see myself, if not streaming, at least for sure, playing and trying to climb the rank ladder in that. So that's kind of what I mentioned earlier before Malzahar ended my freedom of speech. Western Illinois trying to secure Baron. Malzahar and Galio trying to stop them. Malzahar will get over the wall. Hecarim ults in and dies. Vex lands ultimate and gets the kill. Suppression on Vex. Trundle killed by Kale. Vex able to secure the kill on Malzahar, and triple from Kale and a double kill from Vex.
That's a team wipe, baby.
Not only are they able to take out all of Western Illinois, but now it looks like they're going to secure Baron as well. And that will be a pretty ambitious gold swing as well. So Western Illinois was able to get that second drag, but we got the Baron, and looks like they're stalling to try to get Baron buff on their other teammate. That can be the only reason I'm thinking of here. If he died for this, though. That was sort of daring to try to get Baron buff on their other teammate. But yeah, they'll put them up 6K or better, leading gold. So here's my question, Struggle Bus or Arbonnie or anyone else, you being people that have at least dabbled in League of Legends or maybe trying to play it a bit more. Do you see yourself giving the League of Legends fighting game a shot, assuming that it's going to be free to play? Not only do I imagine it will be free to play, but we've already determined the format. When I say we, I mean Riot Games. I'm not a part of them, right. but I will be a participant. Of course, they are going to make that fighting game a 2v2 format. One player controls 2 League of Legends characters in the fighting game.
Really? And
5 champions have already been confirmed in the game. Darius, Jinx, Ahri, Echo, and Katarina, I believe, are the first 5 confirmed
what a weird bunch.
champions in the fighting game. So,
what a very weird bunch.
How about you? Did you give it a shot?
I'd probably play it for fun, but I don't think I'd play it more than a few times. Just like I don't know, with the boys or something, you know.
Yeah.
Chilling on a Friday night.
So recreational, but you don't see yourself trying to do any ranked.
No, I don't think fighting games aren't my style. I don't have the mechanical skills for that. I'm more of a brain player, and I don't even have much of those.
Oh, you're being modest. He's got the biggest brain in the studio right now.
No. We've got like a few brains in here. It's like greater than 1. That's about as big as my brain gets.
Both teams kind of stalling out a little bit. Might not see a big fight unless someone gets caught out or they wait for the next big objective, which could be a possible 3rd drag for either team. Or it's going to be a while till the next Baron. Our Baron buff is still pushing out both top and mid lane. Malzahar on his own in the bot lane.
Yeah, it looks like Yuge is just trying to get these waves under, get damage onto this turret, and looks like QC is just looking to try and maybe get a pick. They're kind of poising in the middle of the jungle to see, all right, can we try and get this Baron buff off of one of these guys?
All that skill shots lands on Brand. They secure the kill on Brand. Vexalt comes in on Jinx. Jinx exhausted for her efforts. Hecarim with the ultimate will help secure the kill there. One flashes out. Trundle engages on Alistar. Vexalt lands again on Malzahar. Galio ult to protect her. Malzahn rotating back in. Trundle, Hecarim going to pursue Malz, but there comes the suppression. Vex will go down, and Galio ignited. Alistar able to get away. Kale decides she's going to split while the rest of the team's fighting. Ends up throwing the ult out early. Will secure the destruction of that top lane inhibitor.
And now she can just slingshot through the enemy jungle there.
I don't know how that plays out for us. Like, I think we lose out on kills there, but we are able to get inhib. We'll see how this trickles down in terms of who's up and available for this drag coming up now.
Right. I also like that it was the top inhib. It was a little late to have too much of an effect on this dragon. I think UJ probably just gives this drag, as I don't think they have the right people that are gonna be able to. Ooh, but Kayla is TPing in. But I'm thinking that these super minions in the top wave are going to cause a lot of pressure and maybe have Kale split push after this fight here in the bot lane.
Kale just hopped over to try to get involved in the drag fight. Western Illinois is trying to get damage on drag. Brand damage comes out. Alistar tanking for the moment. And Dragon is secured by Galio for Western Illinois. Hecarim ult misses, but he's chasing down Jinx. Trundle. Galio, CCing Hecarim. Brand comes in. Kale comes in. Kale damage is enough. Brand DOT to secure the kill. Malzahn trying to run away. Will he escape, though? Malzahn trying to silence freedom of speech again. That misses.
Oh
Vex
my
alt
God.
lands.
Vex is on it.
Vex alt lands again, I think, on Trundle, but she's not going to go under tower. Yep,
Yeah.
it did land on Trundle.
Yeah, Vex is on the goop this game, as they say.
Has Vex missed a single ultimate this game? I don't know.
I don't even know. It's been crazy on the goop. Struggle bus. Here, give it a moment. I'm gonna watch this.
Alright, we'll be able to answer your questions here shortly, but it looks like UJ might be pushing for the victory here. The Seraphine Charm lands on Kale. Kale ultimate will protect her. Galio ult lands. Hecarim taking a lot of damage and taunted. Galio secures, and Jinx gets the kill on our Brand. So Brand and Hecarim will go down while Vex, Kale, and Alistar are retreating. I think they are able to preserve those bounties. No, the Vex bounty is gone. She was 10-1, now 11-2. Kale is still holding on to a 700 gold bounty.
Yep, and UJ up 7,000 gold right now. But they do have some gray screens, some death timers going on right now, and that's gonna cause them to lose some vision on Baron and some mid pressure here. But Alistar and Vex are moving into. Oh my, he's doing it. He's doing it again. He doesn't stop.
Nope.
And just like that, the Trundle falls. So struggle bus. But while there's like 5 seconds in this high-paced octane game, did I watch Arcane? Did I like it? Yes, I did. I watched it with my friend Kayla, and it was very good. I actually didn't watch the 9th and final episode for way too long. It took me like an extra month to get around to watching that, just with school breaks and such. That's why you watch every show on your own. Pro tip. Then you don't have to wait on anyone else.
You had a lot of suspense built up for that final episode, eh?
Yeah, and by the time I actually got around to it, there was a lot that I forgot about. And so I was like, I had to put the pieces together on what was happening.
University of Jamestown trying to secure Baron here. Seraphine Charm will land. Hecarim gets the kill on Baron. Hecarim activating Ghost, probably Chemtank as well. He ults in, fears Galio towards his team. Malzahn suppression lands on Hecarim, but he will escape. Oh, the DOT from Malz is enough. Vex lands ultimate and kills Malzahn there. Vex ult coming in. No! Oh, the first one that whiffed. Alistar taking some damage there. Camera tours. Alistar knock up on Trundle. Kale coming in, landing on the Jinx trap. Brand ult bouncing between a few people.
You just got Baron buff
This
here.
could be the push to the end here now. And Kale, 3-shotting, 3 auto attacks to kill a tower. And this will be the end of Western Illinois' Nexus for Game 2. Tied it up now in the series.
Sick.
One win for Western Illinois, one for University of Jamestown, which does bring us to a Game 3.
Yeah, that was sick. That was awesome. The Vex on the goop till almost the very end. Crazy game for both Kale and Vex. honestly, the Kale's TPs that game won them the match. The impact that Kale brought to some of those fights with those TP plays was immense, and definitely swung that game towards the side of UJ. Really exciting game to watch there, especially with all the skill shots coming out of the Vex. I was really apprehensive seeing the brand ADC or APC.
APC in this scenario, I suppose.
Yeah.
Ability power carry or magic damage carry, but obviously Kale run it down mid, a huge factor for the win. But I think what was most surprising to me from the turnaround is like not a big impact out of our Corki or mid lane from game 1, but in game 2, I would honestly say that I think Vex was a bigger impact.
100%.
It's hard to say. They both were a huge impact, but I would give a slight edge to like seeing like Vex making such a huge impact in that game, and the fact that like, you know, Kale, you can't miss the auto attacks with Kale. Vex, it's nonstop skill shots, which the key there is skill and showing it on display. Very rare that game to see Vex miss a single skill shot. So much stuff was getting landed, and it needed to. And that's the difference. Like, you miss it, you're not getting the gold, you're not getting the kills, you're not getting the item, but you land it, and you help carry your team to a victory there, and that's what Vex did, which 100%. Was really great to see.
Yeah, very, very exciting game there for the side of UJ. Not a lot of time to talk to Chad, unfortunately. Sorry about that struggle bus, but yeah, sorry to hear you cried, but I think that's a good thing because you were emotionally invested in the show.
Tears of joy, I think, is what's getting described in chat there for Arcane, and I'm excited to see what Arcane does with the future. But what I would think more than the continuation of like an Arcane series season 2, what I would like to see them do is go the route of like what Star Wars or Marvel or even DC to some extent does, is like build a universe. So you decided to put season 1 on the regions of Piltover and Zon, and the characters that they decided to pick, you know, Jinx and Vi, Kate, Victor, Singe, whatever. But there's so many other great lore stories and areas to cover in Runeterra and in League of Legends lore. Personally, I would love to see them do something with Freljord. There's the 3-faction brawl that goes on between Ashe, Lissandra, and Sejuani and all the participating Freljordian champions that are there. But also there's the iconic Demacia versus Noxus rivalry.
Yep.
Or not even dealing with the whole big rival factions. You could get into the core one-on-one interactions between, like, you got Kayle and Morgana, the sisters. You got Nasus and Renekton, the brothers. You got some of the other rivalries that happen between certain champions. That'd be interesting to see how that sort of plays out.
Origin stories, maybe like a short story type of feel to it, but it looks like they like those large overarching plots, and I think they really did well with the Jhin versus Vi, or Jhin and Vi, I should say, in Arcane.
Yes, I don't have a lot of personal, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I've never been that excited about Piltover and Zon, but after watching Arcane, just for one character, I started really to like gravitate towards like enjoying Vi more as a character after watching that. And I didn't know who the champion would have been, but I don't know. I played her a bit in the jungle too. I have a mastery level 7 Vi. Shout out.
Yeah.
So it was cool to like have a deeper appreciation for a character that I have played a fair amount in the jungle. So that was cool to see some of the backstory on that. I did not know when they were going to do Arcane, excuse me, that they were going to start as early as like their childhood and then sort of time skip off of that. So that was interesting to see. It would be interesting to see them do something like Overwatch did with their character backgrounds, just to give like short films almost. I don't know enough about this. Does Overwatch have their own TV show?
So they don't have a TV show, but they do have like character showings. So you know how League has like the one I'm thinking of is the one where it's Freljordian. So you see Sejuani and the guy with the axes.
Oh, Olaf? Like the trailers that they do?
Yeah, the trailers, yeah. So they have something very similar to that in the Overwatch universe that Play Overwatch has put onto YouTube. And the one most notable is probably the Genji and Hanzo short film there, because they are brothers in the lore and stuff. And so they have this small duel, and it explains a little bit of that lore. So I think it would be really cool to see something similar to that, and I think League also has their hero, not showcases, but trailers that are somewhat similar to that.
Yeah.
But they aren't as... I don't know. It's more story-driven with the Overwatch ones, but I think that they could even drag it out to be like a midway between Arcane and the Overwatch shorts, to to be like a full episode long. Like 40 minutes, I think would be perfect timing for how much I would want for one of those things.
And I know that Overwatch is an FPS at its core, and League of Legends is a MOBA. League of Legends traditionally, or historically, for that matter, has had a history of following Dota. So Dota might have been one of the people paving the ways in the MOBA community. Dota had auto chess first, which League of Legends copied by doing TFT. Dota had their game out before the core game before League of Legends came out. Obviously subjective. I think League of Legends is more enjoyable than Dota, although I do think Dota is harder to play. But now, Dota actually had a TV show out before League of Legends did.
Really?
It's on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called.
I didn't know that.
But it's on Netflix, and now Dota has had their second season of their TV show. I watched season 1, and I think Arcane's better. I don't know. This is biased. I'm a League player. Been playing League for 10 years. I have played Dota, though. I played Dota years ago. Played it for about year and a half, and I just gravitated more towards League. I do admit it to the Dota community out there that I do think their game is harder to play than League of Legends. I just think League of Legends is smoother, looks better, and tends to be a bit more enjoyable. League community, probably a little bit more toxic than Dota community. But Dota, despite it being the more difficult game, so if you get a higher rank in Dota, like props to you, maybe that means more than a higher rank than League. But I don't think the game is as enjoyable, just because to some extent you could argue that a game is more difficult. Does that mean it's a better game? I don't know. So I like League more, but that's just my subjective take on it, I suppose.
For sure. Yeah. I see where you're coming from. So like I would kind of you're not gonna like the comparison, but I would say League is kind of like the Paladins of Dota, where Paladins is a copy in air quotes for chat there of Dota, or Paladins is a copy of Overwatch, and League is the copy of Dota. And I shouldn't say copy. I should say that both Paladins and League are emulating the success of something in the same genre, and I think they both do things very well. Obviously, League has the resources to be a lot better than Paladins is, but both good on their own, emulating success, good on them, in my opinion. Like Digimon and Pokemon.
Do we miss the pro draft for Game 3?
No, I scrolled down and they haven't posted it yet.
Oh, it says R whenever. I don't know if they're saying they're ready for... Oh, maybe they did.
They must have forgot about us. Sorry, guys, but we'll see what they got now.
We'll be finding out right now in terms of bans. They won't be in order as they were in Pro Draft, so it's going to look a little out of order here for the picks and bans, but we'll see what both teams selected here. So, my prediction before this goes live or whatever is that Vex and Kale are going to get banned.
I think that
because they were definitely a problem. Camille ban coming out. Scion and Ezreal bans on behalf of UJ, targeting those champions still. Fiora getting banned here. And Veigar out of the mid lane. Interesting that Western Illinois is not going to do a Vex ban here. So maybe they have something. Or no, wait, there comes a Vex ban out from our side. So they must have... No, sorry. Western Illinois does get the Vex ban and we do the Veigar ban. There we go. So... Kale is still on the board, but the first pick, well, like I said, this is in order. It looks like top lane is going to roll with Set, whereas Western Illinois is going to go with Cho'Gath in the top lane and Ivern in the jungle. Trundle coming out now for University of Jamestown in our jungle. We have Brand getting selected by T-Spoiled. Akali coming in from Hangman 390 out of their mid lane. And now the second set of bans will go through. Kale getting banned, so we won't be seeing a repeat performance out of Kale in the top lane. Jax getting targeted to go after the opposing team's jungle. Mordekaiser getting taken out of the equation. And the final ban from University of Jamestown being on Alawi. So, final two picks for both teams. We got a Misfortune AD carry out of Western Illinois. A Caitlyn AD carry.
Comfort pick, baby.
From University of Jamestown, along with a Morgana support.
Oh, that's their bread and butter there in the bot lane with the Morgana and Caitlyn.
Morgana, Caitlyn, and Leo and MF. That's pretty aggro. compared to the stuff they've been doing a little bit before where it's more poke orientated, we have All Out Engage coming out from Leona. And in tandem with some of the Ivern CC could be kind of deadly. Or Cho'Gath CC. We got a fair amount of damage though between Brand, Kate. We'll have to see how Set and Trundle build if they tend to go more damage tank or bruiser hybrid builds. So it'll be interesting to see the route they go. Morgana, typically, probably going to go full damage, like a lot of Morganas do. Cooldown reduction, it tends to be, or ability haste now they call it, tends to be big on Morgana, trying to get out as many bindings, black shields as you can to protect your team.
Right.
But it looks like if Struggle Bus and our Bunny are still here, they get to see some of their more like champions out of Morgana and MF getting played now. Loading in the game, but we'll have a 3-minute delay coming up here. So, in the meantime, you've had a chance to see UJ play for a while. What are you excited to see on the side of University of Jamestown?
On the side of University of Jamestown? Well, actually, I want to point out that QC kind of had that dead ban there on the Kale when Run It Down Mid had already selected Set.
It might not have been like that in Pro Draft. I'm not sure.
Oh, no?
I don't know when it translates into the client. But.
Sure. All right, sure. But, yeah, if that's... I don't know what I'm talking about. My bad. But yeah, so what am I excited about? I am excited to see more of those skill shots with the Brand in the mid lane here. Coming out of 2-Spoiled. He was hitting them last game on the Goop. Let's hope that carries over into this one. It's going to be interesting against that Akali. Hopefully he's able to bully the Akali early game and then extend that lead later on. I haven't been in too many games with an Ivern before.
Ivern is a very unique champion. Very rare to ever have a support type champion in the jungle. Typically you have either damage bruisers or tanks. Having supports in the jungle is very uncommon. However, Ivern, difficult to play, but when played correctly, can be devastating. And Tyler One, who's one of the well-known League of Legends players, his best jungler and what helped him get the challenger in the jungle position was played predominantly on Ivern.
Really?
So when played at a high skill level, definitely can be a devastating champion. However, at his core, he is a support, so he tends to rely on his teammates to get the kills. He just sort of sets them up for him, trying to spood fiend his team some kills here. But talking about Brand in mid lane, we had coming off of the great performance on Vex. So 2 champions, Brand and Vex, that can lay down a lot of magic damage and can do a lot of damage. However, I think one of the big differences here is that Vex has the mobility that Brand doesn't have. So, but one thing that I do like coming from Brand over Vex is we see Cho'Gath, Leo, and possibly Ivern, depending on how tanky he builds, where Brand tends to do better against tanky champions with all that DOT. Likely will go Leandres, so you stack on that DOT against tanky champions, and that could be a lot of good damage coming out of team fights from Brand. We'll have to rely on him landing good skill shots, and he'll need to have good positioning, because he does not have as many getaway tools as Vex does with the fear and the alt telly that lets you get out of certain situations. So you have to have really good positioning as Brand.
Yeah, so are you thinking he's going to be building Ludens here, or you think he's probably going to go something more
I think he'll go Leandres for the burn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Is my guess. He could end up going something different, but due to the fact that you for sure are going to get 2 tanks out of Cho and Leo, and possibly a little bit more tankiness out of Ivern, depends on how much of a glass cannon Ivern wants to build, it probably would be useful doing Leandres. I wouldn't be surprised if Morgana does that either. But maybe they won't want to stack double Leandres. Maybe they will want something different, either out of their Morgana or their Brand. But we'll see. We won't know until they get enough gold to throw it at those items there. But Prestige Edition set. Prestige Edition MF coming in for skins in this game.
And I'm locked into the client.
All right, well, we'll see if we get an early game invade out of either team this game. A lot of nice skins coming out. Pulsefire Kate, Vandal Brand. Trundle might be regular default skin. Morgana, is that a prestige skin not sure which Morgana skin that is. Looks like they're invading. Oh, but they saw them out of the corner. There comes the skill shot from Ivern to slow them down. They're able to clear out the ward, so Western Illinois doing a bit of a 5-star and doing it correctly to not get caught out and able to see UJ. Mastery level 7 and Depengu emote coming from Caitlin.
Yeah, very well played, Caitlin. Very well played.
Yeah. Emotes, the better team. Skins equals wins. Emotes also helps contribute to wins. So who are you maining these days up there in the top lane?
Up there in the top lane? So, Garen. I'm a Garen one trick, but I was just experimenting with the Trundle as one of my friends. Actually, our Rob player for the Smash team. I don't remember what his gamer tag is. But
I'm blanking on it too, but I played League with him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check him out on Smash if you guys get a chance. When he plays for University of Jamestown. Great Rob player.
Yeah. Fantastic guy too. One of my favorites. He was telling me to try out Trundle in the top lane. Oh, R.I.P. Struggle Bus. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Go UJ.
Nice talking to you. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Appreciate the support. Oh, did you
Bouncing
see that?
bullet. That's because it's the opponent.
Right.
Bouncing bullet lands. Set. Gonna land a few punches in on Cho'Gath. Garen. Garen's kind of a classic though. Been around for a long time. Manaless, Silence, got some mobility. Akali's skill shot will land on Bran, but she doesn't seem to follow up there. Bran landed some DOT, some burn.
Some damage over time even.
Misfortune with the Make It Rain. She's got the pool party skin on. Wouldn't that be nice? I know it's warming up here in Jamestown. Not quite pool weather yet, but it feels like such a heat wave when you go from -20 to 40 positive.
Yeah,
So.
it's really nice, and it's supposed to get up to 50 this week, so that is very exciting. I think all the snow is going to be gone. I was talking to one of the higher ups at the school as we were walking the same way, and they were super excited for what's to come here. And another thing that I feel that I should mention for those watching the stream is Casino Night this Friday. Really popular event here on campus. We're expecting a very good outcome. Dress up, bring your friends. It's going to be a lot of fun. Free food, dancing, games, casino themed obviously, so should be a really great time.
That's free for everyone?
Free for everyone.
Are you going to be dancing?
I'll probably dance a little bit. I'm a dancer.
That's worth the price of admission then.
Yes.
I just noticed both Leo and MF pool party synergy skins down bot lane.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm. That sort of synergy between your AD carry and your support. The Make It Rain particles are kind of partially invisible for us for some reason. That's kind of weird. Cho'Gath out of mana. Gonna take some punches in from Set. Oh, but here comes Ivern to save the day. Double buffed. Set will escape. There comes the snare from Ivern. Set reflect, and looks like Set will survive here. Ivern gonna take a skill shot for his troubles. Leo engages on Morgana. Out comes Black Shield Trundle set up. Leo's forced to burn Flash. Q slow coming in. Binding coming in from Morgana. But MF looks like she's able to save her summons to get out there. Ivern invading the top side while Trundle's down bot. Looks like he might steal Gromp here. A couple pings going out on the sums, being aware of what's been used and what hasn't been used. Ivern is able to steal Gromp away from University of Jamestown. Trundle clearing his bot side camps. Ivern is reapproaching the top side. Morgana and Caitlyn reset. They'll be returning back to bot lane. Set goes in on Cho, but Ivern is still hanging around. The snare lands. The reflect from Set. But can he get away? Red buff slow. Cho'Gath under tower. Red buff DOT. And Cho'Gath will go. That is shocking.
Oh my gosh.
All Cho needs to land is one ability or one auto attack, and that would have been enough to secure the kill on Set. But Set able to survive and get first blood. Devastating for Western Illinois. That was so close.
Feels good, man.
Yep.
For you, Jay.
They set up the bait for Set to engage on Cho. They just weren't able to execute the way they would have wanted to. Trundle gonna steal Gromp after getting his Gromp stolen. Looks like nobody knows he's there. So we trade out Gromp for Gromp. He'll run into Leo here. Leo like, look at that. A troll. Alright, well, he gets out. So Ivern hits the plant to scan. Okay, yep. No words on Dragon. Cho'Gath lands knock-up on Set. Set gets his ultimate, though. So, let's see how much of a lead that helped out for Set. Set up 10 CS and has some pink wards, some items on show here. Ivern, about tied in CS with Trundle. Neither one of them has any KP to their name yet. Mid lane, tied in CS, no KP. Bot lane, basically the same. So the only thing we're seeing is even across the board, but with a slight lead in top lane for University of Jamestown.
Right. See Ivern invading the jungle down here as well. Looking to see if any of Trundle's camps are up. They are not. Then maybe they also might try and establish some vision there before heading to Dragon.
No, it looks like they're heading to gonna take Trundle's Raptors away from him, so he might get something for his troubles for invading. Trundle's gonna stick around for both his Gromp and Blue buff respawning on tier 2 camps. Ivern easily smites, secures that. Set lands the pull on Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath has mana. There's the knock-up. The reflect. He's silenced. Cho'Gath's not a big fan of freedom of speech either, just like Malzahar.
Yeah.
Run it down mid. We'll put down a pink ward, which will clear the vision there. Akali.
That was her ult, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand the new Akali as well as I probably should. She's been sort of changed 2 or 3 times in the last 10 years.
Right.
I do think that would have been her ultimate, though. I'm not sure. I know
Because she dashed and then she used her E.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't played Akali since they reworked her.
Yeah.
I used to play the old Akali quite a bit, though, back when Spellvamp was a thing. But I haven't played her much since. I don't play a lot of Assassins, though, to be honest. Morgana flashes in, misses binding. Brand comes in with ultimate. That'll bounce. MF will go down to Forehead's Q coming out of Caitlyn. And good play. I'm glad to see the AD carry get the kills there. That's a good person, if anyone, to get kills. Trundle engaging on Cho'Gath, the tower dive, and Cho'Gath will fall with both of UJ's players surviving the dive there.
That was a very beautiful dive. We see Brand running into Akali.
Yeah, I saw that too. Akali in the jungle. Brand misses the skill shot. Akali ignites Brand. And barrier. Oh, but she comes back in. It's not enough, though. Barrier saving Brand. Good use of a summoner spell for sure.
Beautiful. Beautiful play.
I don't think barrier gets enough use. I am a big barrier advocate. As someone that plays a lot of mages when I do play mid lane, which I think barrier tends to be a little bit more favorable sometimes over ignite or teleport. I think when used correctly, like that, such a good use. Because Akali burnt a lot of sums to come away with nothing there. And all you used was a 180-second barrier. So I do like that when it's used well, like it just got done there. Misfortune, doing a little farming.
Akali doing a little running.
Yeah. It's a nice looking Akali skin. Akali's got a really good skin line. He's got a lot of good skins to choose from. So does Kate and MF for that matter. Actually, MF more than Kate, to be honest. MF's got a great skin line. Caitlyn's got some decent skins too, though. You see that when Arcane came out, though? They gave away all these Arcane skins.
I didn't.
No, if you played around the time that Arcane was out, all you had to do was like play like, I don't know, 3 to 5 games or something, like every week, and then it was like 1 week was a free Caitlyn Arcane skin, then a Vi skin, then a Jinx skin, Jace skin, and yeah, they had skins that matched how their characters looked in the show, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, almost 10 minutes into this game, and this first dragon hasn't been touched by either team.
No, I know Ivern kind of struggles to take drags because he's a support. I mean, he could burn his ultimate Daisy to help him secure it. Trundle could get drags pretty easily, though. But one thing that you'll learn the more you climb the rank ladder in League of Legends, not necessarily you specifically, but anybody out there who's listening, is that jungle seems to be tasked with like wanting to get dragons, but in reality, dragons, barons, those types of things, they're a team effort. And if you don't have prio in your lanes, it is hard sometimes to secure it by yourself. It tends to be a team effort, like towers sometimes can be, or kills. Trundle walking through a ward. They're not able to gank bot lane. Ivern coming down. And I don't know if he's trying to get Scuttle there. We'll see. I think Ivern's messing around with Scuttle. Trundle might be sitting with Rift on him, looking to send it, get some plates. We'll see what happens here. Ivern looks like he's going to rotate the tower. Maybe they know he's still there.
Yeah,
and they're trying to protect. He's not going to stop Rift from
Oh, he's
hitting
got-
tower,
yeah.
but... Oh, there comes the MF ult, but they canceled it with Pillar. That was neat.
That was big.
Leo engages. Daisy comes out from Ivern. Akali rotated down. Brand stayed mid. Akali will secure the kill on Forehead's Caitlyn. Trundle able to get away from Akali. Morgana, quite the rotate coming out from Akali, because they get a lot of kills there. And Trundle only able to escape with about 300 health. And they never did send the Rift, surprisingly. I thought they would have sent that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. But, I mean, it turned out to be not a bad thing, as the MF ult came out and Trundle was able to stop that right away, giving them a chance to back out, but that Akali rotation did a lot for the
Yeah,
side
it
of
was a
Q.
big rotate for Western Illinois to do that. And the trouble is like, I know that Brand, being the non-mobile mage that he is, cannot match the rotate that an assassin like Akali can do. Your only hope is that, one, that there's vision there so that the rotate doesn't give as much of a reward as what it did for Western Illinois. You try to limit the impact of rotating, Ken. You need good vision to do that. But also, if Brand, a little higher level, a little bit more items, he maybe could have punished the rotate a bit harder by pushing the wave faster. But right now, it's a little too early in the game that Brand is not able to push as fast as he would have liked to punish the rotate. Cho'Gath looks like he's got about enough mana for one ability. That might have been his last one. Set up 2 kills, 150 gold bounty, and has 30-something CS lead on Cho'Gath. So both junglers 0-0-2 with a slight CS lead in favor of Ivern, and also Ivern looks like he got the dragon as well with his team. Akali's got a slight kill participation lead over Brand. Rift able to hit on mid lane to get some plate gold there, which is nice. Kate down a little bit in CS, but has the same kill participation as MF. And the supports are looking about even so far. Well, Brand landing a skill shot there on Akali for a slight burn. Akali's got red buff though. Goes in, lands the skill shot on Brand. Out comes Barrier. But Akali, being the assassin that she is able to put down a lot of damage on Brand when everything lands correctly. Trundle looking for the tower dive. Out comes Pillar. Cho'Gath will burn Flash, and looks like Set will focus on tower. Morgana binding misses. MF's almost out of mana. Caitlyn down to about 400 health though. Ivern secures the kill on Caitlyn. She's just trying to ward, but
Set able to probably take this tower here, honestly.
I mean, UJ was able to get off the Rift to get that plate gold, but now Western Illinois ties it up in kills. As far as gold advantage goes, UJ's up almost 3K, 2.5K maybe, in gold. So, unfortunate that Western Illinois was able to get those kills, but at least we still maintain the gold lead, which is good. Second a recall here. Let's see what he ends up picking up for items. Blade of the Rune King. Coming out of Set with a Iron Spike Whip. That must be for his mythic Merc Treads, which is pretty valuable when you have Cho'Gath and Ivern CC, I suppose, mixed with the Leo CC. Merc Treads definitely valuable. Kali. Now up 20 CS or so, and some KP on Bran. So Bran will have to see what he can do going forward to try to close the gap on Akali. MF under tower trying to farm with blue buff. Caitlyn landing skill shots on MF there. Leo flash alt into E, Q stun, MF flash, and is able to secure the kill on Caitlyn. They burnt a lot of sums to get Kate out of there. Morgana is up with Trundle. So it looks like bot lane is able not only to get the kill, but is able to get a lot of damage here. But Set going to teleport down and try to protect the turret here. Akali and Ivern rotating on Morgana and Trundle. There's the flash from Akali, shield from Ivern. Insta-kills Morgana. Out comes Daisy. Cho'Gath shows up.
And Akali picks up her 4th kill of this game.
This is interesting. They are getting quite the rotates out of Akali to help with these fights. And UJ, either some combination of either the vision isn't there or we're not respecting the damage that they can do, or maybe unlucky, but they are falling for the rotates and getting taken out here from Akali, and there was just a big engage on bot lane to kill Caitlyn. Set going in, slowed by Make It Rain, so he's not able to capitalize on that. Bran rotates down, a little too late to make an impact. They're on vision and they don't know that. Akali's recalling. She cancels her recall. Well, Leona sees them on the scan. Yep, she wanted to clear that, but looked a little too dangerous. Looks like they prepped and they're going to secure drag here. Ward taken out. So they hung around to make sure that they got that Hextech drag, and now looks like we're going to have a Mountain Soul. Dangerous pathing from Caitlyn, in my opinion. They might have been able to kill her again, but she's able to survive there. Bran spreading that configuration. I can't remember what the name of that ability is that spreads the DOT.
I could not tell you.
Conflagration? I can't remember. Are you able to highlight over abilities here? I don't know. Maybe not. Doesn't say. Set, killing the Rift. Both tier 1 top lane towers are gone for both teams. Cho'Gath gonna recall, spend a little bit of money. He's getting bigger. That's a bigger size Cho than what we saw, you know, even 5-10 minutes ago. Brand trying to survive at the Akali pressure. Ivern sacks health in order to secure camps. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
No, he has to give up part of his health in order to get a camp. Because he doesn't actually fight the jungle camps, and I think the lore is something about like he's like friends with them or something. I don't know. He frees them and he sets them free when he secures camps. He doesn't actually kill them.
Wacky.
Yep. Good old Ivern. I think people enjoy it when people see some obscure picks like Ivern or something like that. And the enemy jungler has played a lot of obscure picks, sometimes to their advantage and sometimes maybe to the detriment. But so far, Ivern looking pretty useful thus far. 1-0-4, Trundle 0-1-2, and Ivern has a slight CS lead.
Yeah, definitely interesting so far. UJ does have the gold advantage, but I think with that Akali, UJ has to be really careful. That was close to a kill there on the support.
It's a good dodge because if she doesn't dodge that, I think Akali might get a 100% like straight up kill on Morgana there, 100-0.
Yeah. Because she's level 13, and yeah, Morgana's only
plus
level
the
8
items.
at the time. Yeah, Akali right now is a force to be reckoned with.
I think Akali, if landing all the skill shots is able to be done, has the potential to insta-kill Brand, Kate, or Morgana on behalf of UJ. The only ones I don't think she can insta-kill right away off the get-go would maybe be Trundle or Set. Set engages on Cho, dodges the Everfrost. Cho knockup, but was able to secure the kill on Cho. Great display of mechanics there from Set coming out to run it down mid. Morgana ulting to lock down Leo. MF able to escape barely. No, Trundle comes in. Oh, the shield from Ivern saves them. Akali, though, rotating, getting all these kills. Ivern and Akali making quite the impact.
Absolutely.
From the support and the damage. Supporting plays coming out of Ivern, CC, and shields. Damage coming out of Akali. This is brutal. I'm surprised that the gold is only a 500 gold lead for Western Illinois despite the kill advantage.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. UJ has been maintaining that kill or the gold lead for quite some time now, despite only having a 2-tower lead. But now that's quickly falling as they lost the top tower the last fight with the Rift Herald taking it. And now they lost this fight with all those kills against them as well. And only down 1.5k gold here.
Right. They get the kills and 2 towers. Lord of the Rings edition down in bot lane. So that is something of a gold swing now in favor of Western Illinois. It's interesting to see if UJ is able to bounce back from this. Now, you go back a couple weeks ago, UJ had like 2 or 3 games where they had come from behind victories. But recently, this last game and 2 weeks ago when I watched, they struggled to come from behind. So I'm interested to see what version of Jamestown are we going to get. The one that's able to come back from a deficit, or the one where it'll be a slow trickle bleed to the end of the game. I'm not sure. I'm rooting that they can come back and take advantage of Western Illinois here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I think this Dragon fight is going to be very telling about the outcome of the rest of this game.
I don't think University of Jamestown is strong enough to win a straight-up 5v5 against Western Illinois, considering the gold advantage and item advantage.
I agree.
So they're going to need to pick some people off or make some plays on different parts of the maps if they're going to win this here.
Yeah, I think right now their play should be to just focus on pushing out these waves and probably just give this Dragon, honestly. I don't think they can fight this Dragon, like you said, in a straight-up 5v5. Trundle's rotating now, but I think I really don't think this is the play.
It looks like Run It Down Mid wants his team to contest this, but I know he's strong, but they got a lot of strong people on Western Illinois. This is going to be very difficult, in my opinion, for UJ to not only win this fight, but even secure Dragon here. And looks like Ivern intentionally aggroed Dragon to get that to hit some people. So that's going to do some damage to whoever wants to auto-attack. Looks like UJ wants it to reset. Trundle looking for a Kali. Finds her. Maybe this is just what they needed.
That's a massive pick.
Now the biggest damage source from Western Illinois is gone. This is UJ's chance, that they have any chance to win a 5v4 here and secure Dragon. They got to start now. They initiated Dragon. Trundle rotating. Pillar comes out on Cho'Gath. MF ultimate. Hits Set. Set reflects some of the damage. Shutdown on Set, but a kill on Cho. Daisy. The ultimate from Ivern. Goes down. MF. Brand, Zonia's, and Barrier. Caitlyn still firing away. Auto attacks. Caitlyn able to... Oh, Ivern snare lands. Caitlyn trying to shoot in a 1v3. Rotating. E misses on Ivern. Auto attack. Flash. Dodges a skill shot. Gosh. But now she's down quite a bit of health, and that'll be the end of Caitlyn. You know what?
Good effort.
Yes. Like, it was great that they picked out a Kali. The fighting there in the 5v4 could have been played better. But at the end of the day, Ivern's the only one that lives, and I don't know if he can secure this by himself. Akali's going to try to come and help, but MF's also going to walk over too. To be honest, because it's the jungler, I don't see a version of this where UJ gets the Dragon kill here. Ivern likely will just smite it. Oh, but a TP coming in. This might be just what they needed. Set coming in. They're rotating off. They're going to let it reset. And here comes Morgana, black shielded Set. Wow, Akali is going to engage on Set. I didn't know if... Oh, wait, Set wastes his ability. He was trying to preemptively guess that Akali would fall up there, but she didn't. Dragon, looks like it's resetting. Set, knocked up. Leo lands the E and Q and ultimate on Set. Set reflects. Set ults. Morgana landed binding on Akali. Set will go down to Misfortune. Leo going after Trundle. Ivern escapes barely. Akali going in, gets the double there. And that's a huge turnaround for Western Illinois to get those kills and secure Dragon here.
Right. Yeah, I think the set play there, trying to predict the Akali, was a bit of an overplay, and yeah, lost all that grit there on that W instead of being able to use that when he ulted in to the enemy team. So.
Well, another big difference between the first Dragon fight versus the second Dragon fight is they got the pick that they needed to do on the first one. On the second one, it was a more even-keeled fight, and I don't know, like, I still think UJ was behind by the time they get there for the second Drake fight. So they would have needed to get a good pick somewhere else like they did in the first fight, and they weren't able to do it. And now Western Illinois, because of that, gets the kills, gets the Drake, gets the Baron, and they're up 4K gold or better. So...
yeah, it's a pretty scary game now for UJ, as they're down a Dragon, down Baron, and they've got to defend that. Down 11 kills as well.
Yeah, I mean, Set is the only person on University of Jamestown with a positive KD right now. Set out farming Cho quite a bit. Trundle down in farm, down in KP. Mid lane down in farm. Bot lane's got a farm lead out of Caitlyn, but MF 6-2-8 with a 400 gold bounty. Akali with a 150 gold bounty, 9-1-3, and Ivern hasn't died yet, 400 gold bounty, 4-0-12. So
A lot of money to be had. Let's get another look at those items here as setbacks to buy. Yep, itemizing around that Akali. Set is trying to maximize his effectiveness in those fights.
Baron buffed cannon minion. They're trying to kill it before it does any damage to the tower. And they got okay range to deal with it, especially Caitlyn. She's got very good range for an AD carry. Binding lands on MF. Caitlyn's got red buff. Brand trying to spread the burn. It will apply to Cho'Gath and one other champion. What did Brand end up going for a mythic? He did end up going Leandre's. And Morgana has yet to get a mythic. So we'll end up seeing what she does there for a mythic, but it's going to be a lot of DOT coming from Brand if he can land his abilities, keep up in levels and items. Cho'Gath knock-up lands on Caitlyn, but they're just sort of poking each other back and forth in the mid lane, while Akali is going to challenge a 1v1 to Set. Set lands the pull. Ultimate going on Akali, blowback, and look at that.
That's Gore Drinker, baby.
You got a fed Akali versus a fed Set, a skill matchup, and Set's able to beat him in the 1v1, so that's awesome for UJ. Little gulag fight down there in the bot lane. So.
For show, yo. Trundle going top to pick up all of this XP here in the side lane. Trundle just power farming right now, trying to probably get the items and come back.
He's definitely doesn't have the kill participation that he normally has when playing jungle. Because right now he's down, well, he's 0-4 with 4 assists compared to Ivern has quite a bit more kill participation in assists, but also a few kills to his name as well. That's, from my experience of watching Deranged Dad, which I haven't gotten to see him play as much as I've seen the rest of the UJ roster, because I was previously doing jungle, and I don't know if I've played with Deranged Dad yet, but from the games that I have seen him play, he typically has a better early game usually, and more influence than what he's doing this game, so that's uncharacteristic of his play style to be at a deficit early in the game.
Yeah, and it could be a lack of experience here on the Trundle pick. He probably knows he needs to get big and smash, but yeah, right now just trying to figure out how to get back into the game. And I think UJ is doing a good job of defending right now, honestly.
Will we get a rematch of the Gulag fight down bot lane, but this time up in top lane between Set and Akali? Let's see. Set lands the pull on Akali. Akali's trying to get away, trying to bait him into Ivern. Ivern comes in. Ivern misses the snare. There comes the ultimate from Set. Zonia's by Akali to try to survive. Set now pursuing Ivern instead. Ivern taking a lot of damage here. Set trying to go between the two. Flashes, misses the pull. Ignite is sitting on Set right now. Dodges the Akali skill shot. Gets hit by the Ivern snare. Stuck in between two champions because he's trying to heal
for the
Bloodthirster. Yeah, he's trying to heal from that Bloodthirster. Misses the pull. Snare. There's the reflect back. Akali. Oh, here comes Leo. Now I think it's over. Leo ultimate comes out. Reflect. And this will be the end of Set. A Set able to hold on for so long in a 1v2. Brand able to kill Cho'Gath. Now they're pursuing MF. See, this is binding. Good binding. So this is what they want. If they're going to send 3 people to go after Set, you want UJ to capitalize on a different part of the map for them putting that many resources after your top lane. So it's very good for UJ to get the kills there if they're going to dedicate that much time and resources to killing Set.
Yeah, that was well played by UJ. Not much to say. Set did very well to survive as long as they did, and unfortunately did end up costing their life, and I believe a shutdown as well. But UJ was able to pick up gold elsewhere, and so getting his team that's behind right now up to his level where he's able to 1v1 this Akali, probably a net value that's better.
Trundle clearing out some of his bot side quadrant for camps, and let's see where the money got spent here. Set already 3 full items, working on his 4th, in addition to the Merc Treads. Force of Nature for the MR and movement speed health, Gore Drinker, and Blade of the Rune King for healing and AD damage. Trundle also has a Force of Nature, but with a Divine Sunder for healing. Brand's got a full Zonya's working on his third core item. Caitlyn's got Serpent Fang, which will help dealing with the shields that come out of Ivern and Leo. Akali able to assassinate Brand. MF has yet to get, or not MF, sorry, Morgana yet to get a mythic item. Daisy comes out. MF ult. Set took a lot of damage there from the MF ult.
Yeah, that was a very ambitious play from the side of UJ. I think they went in too early there, but they were probably trying to secure that scuttle.
Now they're going to go after Baron. Akali on her own in the mid lane. Was trying to land a skill shot on a squishy champion. Missed that. Daisy assisting. Trundle wants to sneak in and try to steal. There's the ward, but they're going to collapse on Trundle. It just doesn't look worth the chances. The chances of being able to steal there in that situation are so low, but the chances of getting killed for trying are so high.
True.
And MF, or not MF, keep bringing up MF, I don't mean her. Morgana and Trundle both dying, trying to secure Baron. I mean, maybe they thought, like, if we don't do anything, we're already down this many kills. Like, maybe this is sort of Hail Mary attempt that we have to stop them from getting Baron. I don't know. Like, it's so hard when you're down this much in kills. The gold isn't horrible, but a lot of desperate plays. I don't know. It's tough to say. You need to make picks for sure. Set ulting Shogath back to his teammates, but able to do a lot of damage and secure the kill on Cho. Morgana, Zonya, but Chill. Oh no, sorry, it's Ivern. Will go down to Set. Brand and Caitlyn getting away with just a little bit of health. Set now pursuing Akali. Caitlyn going to contribute some damage there with an ultimate. Set still chasing. Brand lands, misses a stun, but lands some DOT.
Nice.
There's Pillar. And she'll die to tower regardless. Yep, Brand gets the kill.
Sick.
Brand decides to pick up Rylai's Crystal Scepter, which will definitely help him because if he doesn't land his stun, he doesn't have any CC, but now all of his abilities will apply a slow, which will be valuable. Trundle, gonna do a little bit of farming.
Yeah, Trundle's at the point now where he's getting pretty scary with the amount of autos he's able to put out every few seconds.
Yeah, if he can avoid getting CC'd, he can definitely handle some of these bruisier champions, the more items and stuff he gets. He's coined to be, Trundle the champion, to be one of the better tank killers in the game. So hopefully he can live up to that name. Brand also tends to do well against tanks. So
yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. This next fight's pretty important for the side of UJ as it's going on to the third dragon, and they're at a 2k gold deficit right now. UJ backing to buy right now. Looks like they're going to give up prio on this dragon right away.
It's surprising that the gold gap is that close, considering that the kill gap is that wide.
Yes, and I think that's because of the shutdowns as well as the amount of. I'd probably assume that the CS is higher on average on UJ.
100 CS lead from top lane.
Yeah, it's the set is definitely doing the mostest right here.
There is one major concern though with that, is that once Set gets full build, it doesn't matter how much more gold he gets, he's never going to get any stronger.
Right.
So they need to do something while he still has an advantage. He is level 18 already. So few champions are, maybe just him. So he's not going to get that much stronger than he is right now, so they're trying to take advantage of it while they can. Binding lands from Morgana, Snare lands from Ivern. Set's got Black Shield on him. He's going after Cho'Gath. That Brand's slow. Now Leona misses ultimate. MF throws ult. Akali goes in. Brand will fall. Caitlyn down to 300 health. Gets hit by Leo stun. Trundle's trying to fight with Set. Caitlyn finishing off Leo with Trundle. Ivern trying to run away. Set coming in. Ivern lands Snare. They beat up Daisy. Daisy's gone. Pillar of Filth comes out. Maybe now it's called Pillar of Ice. That's the old Trundle ability. Caitlyn ult lands on Ivern instead. Ivern puts out the shield. Trundle's slow with Q coming in. Set's chasing after MF instead. Caitlyn quite a ways behind. MF, what is she doing? Trying to throw out the recall. She knows she's done. Caitlyn sneaking in with that one auto. And a crit. Ivern does escape from Trundle though. So far, we'll see.
He's going to try and outplay and maybe try and defend this turret, but I don't think he can.
UJ does everything they need to do there. Secures the drag. Secures the kills. Also is going to pick up a tower. Ivern, I think you're playing with fire here. You ain't gonna defend the tower. You might as well just leave and get some help. Let's see here. Do you know there's one champion that can shield the tower, though?
Azir?
Azir builds a tower. It's gone.
That's what I was thinking. Who can shield the tower?
Janna can shield towers.
Interesting.
With her E. Yeah. Alright, little league trivia there for you guys. Morgana in the mid lane alone. Let's see if this plays out, or if they kill her.
Or if they kill her.
Or if they just kill her for being overextended. Trundle, that ward's been there for at least 5 minutes, still hasn't been cleared.
No!
That was there last time he was in that
know,
quadrant
he didn't
as well.
check the bush last time.
No, this time he walked through it. Now Brand says, I'll take that money.
Thank you. He was just leashing, is all. Or not leashing, giving.
Akali engages on Brand. Brand Zonius. Can Brand survive, though? Barrier comes out. Brand. Well, Zonius to survive that Brand burst. And Akali dies to Caitlyn auto attack. Leo, MF, alt combo. Cho'Gath. Set goes in. Pulls them all together. He needs his teammates to come back him up. MF will secure the kill on Set. Cho'Gath falls. Daisy whacking some people. Trundle will fall. Double kill. And I don't know if Kate or Morgana were able to make as much of an impact with Set engaging as Set would have liked. I think he would have liked a little bit more support, but they weren't able to get there quite in time. Now you got a full health and mana MF and Cho showing up. Ivern supporting with Daisy.
And one thing I want to point out before the action starts again is the gold gap has closed.
Daisy will fall to Caitlyn. Tower will fall. Western Illinois secures that. Morgana binding lands on Ivern with Pool. But it looks like they're able to protect the inhibitor. Western Illinois doesn't have much more to steal from UJ. Let's see if Ivern... No, Ivern looks like he's just going to leave.
And Baron's coming up right now. UJ's got a couple people on those grave screens, but they're coming up here within the next couple seconds. So yeah, UJ could start moving on it.
Western Illinois, as you mentioned, now only has a 400 gold advantage, so that closed it up quite a bit. But Tower's missing from UJ, which is unfortunate. Akali going in on Brand again. Lands a lot of damage. Brand has had a hard time surviving this Akali. Set trying to chase down Akali, but Akali will get away. They're pushing out the mid lane. Western Illinois is really split between top and bot and mid. But no fighting yet. Cho'Gath might engage on... Or Trundle catching Cho'Gath out. But Cho'Gath's pretty tanky and Ivern's coming in to give him a shield. Cho'Gath taking thousands of damage will still only be like a quarter of his health. Or a third of his health.
So do you build Warmogs on Cho'Gath when you're this big? I feel
you could.
That it's not a bad idea.
No, it's not bad, but with Warmogs you do have to get out of combat in order to heal. So if you stay in the fight, then you won't get the healing that you really want out of Warmogs. So you kind of have to leave and come back. Set pushing out the lane. Brand and Kate level 17. Ivern's level 18. Cho's level 17. Level 18, of course, being the max level. Both teams almost running into each other there while sweeping. Set still pushing on the mid. Brand's kind of a ways away. He's trying to secure that bot lane farm, so hopefully they don't fight without him because they need his AoE. Trundle trying to catch up in levels, farming out his camps. Both teams are waiting for Drag to spawn. Akali's going on the hunt, looking for Brand, like she normally did, but she just showed up on a ward, so they know where she's at. UJ on a ward right now. I don't know if they know that's there. Binding lands on Leo. Leo priming to run up to land an ultimate. We'll see what happens. No one started Drag yet. Looks like Western Illinois has more of a presence on Drag right now. Binding hits Drag. Drag's been aggroed now. Drag is falling fast. They're going to have to do something if they want it. Drag's having out. Trundle goes in. Leo is trying to zone them off. Set is already on the enemy team. UJ's teammates are quite a ways away though. Drag down. And is taken by Cho'Gath. Set goes in. MF killed. No, ultimate goes up, but she is eventually killed for troubles. Leo will fall. Akali secures the kill there. They're beating up on Cho now. Akali's trying to find a way to get back in. Ivern and Cho running away. Trundle lands Pillar and dodges the Cho knockup. They're still pursuing the carries. Morgana will land the binding. Oh, but Cho kills her. They let Cho live. No, she dies from the DOT. They were pursuing the squishies while Cho Zonias. Ivern will flash pull and flashes with the Ivern shield to escape. We'll see if he can. There's a snare. Can Trundle catch up? Nope, he gets away. Wow. Ivern, 41 minutes in, 1 death. Is able to get out of a lot of trouble.
His shields have been crazy.
And Akali lived as well, too. Yeah, and he did end up taking Moonstone Renewer for the Mythic, which benefits shielding and healing teammates. Right. So a lot of emphasis on shield play coming out of Ivern. You wonder how many more kills UJ would have if it wasn't for Ivern's shields, I wonder. Maybe that's why the Caitlyn Serpent's Fang was as valuable as a pickup as she ended up getting, to go after those shields. And there's no AP version, right, for that anyone's building to handle shields yet. Morgana did end up going Leandre's for a Mythic. Zonia's and Boots Lucidity for cooldowns. Akali trying to assassinate. She's clearing out wards. Trundle. Pillar misses. Akali walks away. Both teams, now that Dragon's secured, tied up 3 dragons for UJ, 3 dragons for Western Illinois. The next dragon will decide who gets Soul, but both teams are trying to play more around Baron, it looks like. Set down in bot lane with Cho. That's a big Cho'Gath now.
Yeah, 4,500 HP
Set
on that
TPing in, but does he get his TP canceled? He doesn't. Set does get in, and Cho'Gath's on the wrong side of the map. Set needs his teammates to come help him. Trundle gets there in time. Daisy comes out. MF ult hits. Set reflects the damage back. Akali assassinating Caitlyn before she can get in the fight. Oh no, Brand just shows up to the fight now and is way too late to make a contribution. Cho'Gath rotates. Kills the kill on them. I like the idea of Set coming in from bot lane and leaving Cho on the complete wrong side of the map, but the follow-up, the positioning from UJ wasn't there to make it a real 5v4.
Right. Yeah, unfortunate timing there. Definitely something that they're going to need to communicate about in the future if they want to make that kind of play work, as that would have been a very game-changing play, having the Set there to tank, where the 4,500 HP Cho'Gath just wouldn't have been around.
No.
But UJ is going to lose the possibility of a Baron buff there, and then so next objective is going to be that dragon in a few minutes.
I like the idea of what Set was doing, sort of as you articulated, but like UJ needed to be there to support them, and they weren't there in time.
Right.
So, and that's what's going to end up being the big difference. Now, 3,000 or 4,000 gold lead for Western Illinois, 3,000 I guess, and plus they get the Baron. So this is going to be hard. It feels like now UJ was building momentum for a while there, for a good 10-12 minutes, and now it looks like the momentum has definitely swung back in the favor of Western Illinois. Akali on her own in the bot lane. Let's see if she gets kills or gets killed for her efforts. They're all pursuing Akali, but she's getting... No? Pillar comes out. Trundle W for Moonspeed comes out, but she'll get away. Caitlyn ult. Not going to do much, but it'll come back in 45 seconds or so. Top lane getting hit hard. They're trying to spread the Baron buff in multiple lanes. Trundle re-engaging on Cho. Set going to follow up. Set trying to fight on Akali. Akali taking a lot of damage there. Trundle secures the kill on Akali now. Can Ivern perform the big escape like he's been doing? I don't think so. No. That'll be, what, his second death of the game? Yeah. And now, the top lane fight. Cho, Leo, and MF trying to take out Inhibitor against Brand and Morgana. Trundle recalled. They're going to leave before they get turned on. Stun lands on Cho. Out comes a shield. It's not going to be good enough. Cho will fall. Trundle's trying to pursue them. MF gets away. Leo flashes over.
Yeah, UJ needs to push out these waves quick and then rotate onto that dragon. This is Soul. This is game winning if they get this potentially.
Yeah, the trouble is though, you got super minions coming in the mid and the top lane. So whatever they do, they're gonna have to do it fast. Otherwise, their base is gonna get overrun by super minions. And Set must be planning on TPing in if he's gonna split top alone. maybe they won't need to. Trundle can... Oh, no, Trundle, you got to smite... Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Trundle decides to pursue the AD carry instead of smiting the objective.
That's unfortunate.
I think Western Illinois is going to say that's worth. Like, you give up the shutdown and MF, but you get Soul.
Yeah,
Mountain Soul for shields and everything. That is
definitely
brutal.
worth it, yeah.
I think that UJ would have got the kill there even if Trundle wouldn't have helped out at all. Like, they had MF and Morgana versus just... Or, sorry, Caitlyn and Morgana versus just MF. They probably didn't even need Trundle to kill MF.
Easy bind once she starts ulting, and then follow up with the Caitlyn nets.
That's an easy smite for Trundle because the MF ultimate is slowly doing damage to the dragon. It isn't just bursting it. So you smite secure dragon there, but no, they lose it. MF engaging, or sorry, Set engaging on Ivern. Trundle getting hit by Everfrost Snare. Cho'Gath, Leo beating up on them. Set throws the damage back with the grit return. Leo goes in, dies for her troubles. Cho'Gath getting pulled in. Akali engaging. There's a Zonia's from Insanum. Akali trying to run away, gets hit. She's going to lead the fight, but they're going to stay grouped together, which is what they need to do against the Assassin. Stick together. And they're going to keep pursuing. Set's going to recall, though. He's low health. Maybe he wants to stop the mid lane push. They get top tower. Trundle falls to the MF ult. And shutdown. Trundle, despite starting 0-4, now had a shutdown. He must have been coming back quite a bit. He's 6-8-14 now. So he's coming back. Oh, there's the slow coming out from Leo. That forces the Brand flash. Brand throwing out skill shots in tandem with Morgana. Looks like they'll all escape, though, unless Akali finds a way to speed in here. Set, recalled, got some health, got some items. Well, probably not any items. I'm sure he's been full build for a while. Probably Elixir. And decided to capitalize on mid lane. Looks like University of Jamestown will send a lot of champions to recall. Get some health, get some items. Let's see what we spend our money on. Almost everybody in the game is full build at this point. Caitlyn and Morgana have room to get a few more items, which they just spent money on. Brand has to finish out an item. Morgana has to finish out an item. Caitlyn is full build now. Trundle's full build. Cho'Gath can still finish out his Tear of the Goddess item, which he'll either go Felbron Winter, whatever it's called, or he'll go Archangels, I'm not sure. Probably the tank one, though. MF still has to finish her last item. She's got a BF sword that can be finished out. And Leo has a armor item that could be finished out as well. So, almost everybody in the game is full build. And you know what happens when both teams are full build?
What's that?
Then it relies solely on the skill. You can say, like, well, everyone's even keel in terms of items. Some champions are late game champions, but then it really comes down to, like, the skill, the macro, and not just, like, item advantage. Because now everyone's going to be near next to full items. And this is devastating because if you die 49 minutes into the game, that's a long death timer. And they landed binding on Akali. Akali flashes to get out. Uses every ability she can to get away from UJ here. So, because if she dies, that's probably a 50-second death timer or more. Caitlyn, big crits on the minions. Cho'Gath looking big. Ivern lands a snare. Knock-up misses from Cho. They're trying to push them off of Baron. Akali had to reset to get her health back. They're getting rid of that pink ward. The other ward. Oh, here comes down more. They need a pink ward on Baron to stop the vision from Western Illinois. But Western Illinois regrouped as a 5-stack. They're pursuing. Binding lands on Morgana. Looks like they engage. Black Shield comes out. Zonia's comes out with ultimate. Morgana caught out. Morgana will fall. Leo still pressuring Set. Daisy comes out from Ivern. Set is able to kill Leo. So they trade supports, both teams do. And Daisy is dead. So interesting. I thought that was going to be really bad for UJ, but instead, both teams get rid of their supports. Looks like UJ is recalling, though. Set, this is dangerous. They don't know that he's by himself, but if Set got caught there, he would be in a 1v4, it looks like. Ivern, secure Scuttle. Looks like they are starting Baron. And UJ appears like they're going to give it up.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it's better than them all dying for it. But it's unfortunate that Western Illinois is able to secure Baron, but I'm glad that the only thing we lose is support at this point.
Yeah, Kali gets to be less and less effective as this game goes on, but we do see a new dragon coming up, Elder Dragon. And I said Soul was probably going to be the game ender, but if Soul isn't, Elder is.
It is not common in modern League of Legends anymore for these games to run 50 minutes like this one is. Typically, the games are decided much shorter than this, so it is rare to see a game where everyone is able to get the full builds, and we're getting closer and closer to having an hour-long game. I don't think we'll get to an hour-long game. I think the game will be over in probably the next 4 minutes or so, but we'll see. Sets. Getting caught by the enemy team reflects the damage. Akali able to escape. MF ult comes out, hitting Trundle, and Trundle will fall. Akali trying to dash in. Brand lands a skill shot on her, and the stun lands. Akali taking a lot of damage there. Set flashes, but is not able to secure the kill on Akali, and Set ults. Gets the kill now. Brand damage. The DOT finishes off Akali. A Set will die to MF. Cho'Gath taking damage from Brand. There's the slow. There's the stun. Cho'Gath will fall. Caitlyn trying to get away. Does not get away from MF. Brand comes, taking a lot of damage. Barrier comes out. Zhonya's Morgana missing the skill shot. And now, Ivern and MF versus Morgana. I don't think Morgana can 1v2. So, the question is, how much do they get off of this? So they're for sure going to get an inhibitor. Ivern flashes in on more. Morgana flashes away. So, UJ loses mid inhib again. The super minions are attacking the base. Can MF win the game here? It looks like they can. The death timers are just too long. Out comes Daisy, and this will be a win to secure the series for Western Illinois.
Crazy game, though. A pretty crazy game. UJ, pretty scuffed fights for objectives overall, I'd say. I do want to commend their defense, though. I think mitigating the impact that the enemy team had with their buffs and everything that they did secure all those objectives, I think UJ did a decent job of kind of getting rid of the agency that the enemy team had against them.
Yeah, it went from UJ being behind to them really making a comeback for a good portion of that game, but I do think one thing that sort of hurt them was like the amount of lost objectives that I think they could have secured, which was sort of a tough deal. Yeah. Well, let's see if I can look at advanced details here. Look at the... Why is this not showing up?
I don't know. I tried doing that the last game, and it wasn't showing me either.
Damage ain't going to show there, but we can look at the stat line here and see. A lot of farm, a lot of kills between both teams. We were starting to see a comeback come from both Caitlyn and Brand, which were contributing a lot more damage in the latter half of the game compared to the beginning half. But in a 50-plus minute game, Western Illinois was able to secure it at the end there through objectives, through good team fighting. I saw multiple team fights in that final game, some where UJ played it out great and some where Western Illinois had great team fights. There was a lot of fighting in that game. What was it?
Yeah.
34-43 quick mass. That's got to be near 80 kills in a 52-minute game, almost, maybe 76 or so. But so almost over a kill a minute in that game for sure.
It was crazy.
So
it was a crazy game. Yeah, fun to watch, fun to cast for. But yeah, UJ ended up not being able to take the cake on this one. Close games, potential scrim partners for sure. As bro, if you guys want to scrim, I already sent the friend request. We can book scrim if you guys want. What a coincidence! As I'm talking about it, I'll definitely have to talk with the team and figure it out because I think that you guys were a very good match for us. So thank you for the game. A lot of fun. A
competitive series all around. Both highlights and things to improve on for both teams, but they're. It looked really good in 3 games. And in none of the games did I ever think, like, oh, these are huge blowouts. Like, this is going to be over in 15 minutes. That was never the case. It seemed like with every game that went by, it almost got a little bit longer with every game till finally that last one was nearing an hour long. But more and more competitive as it went on. And great lessons to be learned on both sides. And also some great things to look at going forward. So we'll see how both teams are able to improve for the remainder of the series, I suppose. Season, I mean.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that we've said all we have to say. Thank you for the game, Western Illinois, and just some highlights in the future. So tomorrow we've got 2 streams happening, one at 6 p.m. and one at 7 p.m. At 6 p.m. we have our varsity Smash Bros. Ultimate game, which is going to be live, so which means you can come to the Hanson, you can come to the J House, and you can actually attend this in person. It was super fun. We had an awesome turnout the first time we did it, and we're hoping to do it again. So we love the energy that you guys bring. And also, instead of just Smash at 7 p.m., we are also pioneering a live Valorant game. So even more live content for you guys. This is the next step for UJ Esports, is kind of having those live games so we can get audiences here. And hope that you guys can stop by for one or both of those games. We love the support. We love the energy. Doing it live just livens the crowd, livens the UJ Jimmies themselves. So
I'm a big fan of both of them. Smash Bros.
Absolutely.
Good fighting game, a huge roster in Smash Bros. And then Valorant, the Riot Games that makes League of Legends, now has their own shooter comparable to that of like a CSGO or R6 Siege, and with their own unique characters. Valorant, entertaining to watch as well, for sure.
Absolutely. So if either of those things interest you, or if you're curious about seeing UJ Esports players, watching them play in person, this is something that we want to do more often. This is something that we love doing. So please come out, support us, support your Jimmies, and have a good time. Outside of that, Friday night, as I mentioned, we've got the casino night on UJ campus. So UJ students, make sure you're going to that. Formal attire. You can bring a +1. Free food, dancing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you come out, support UJ, and with that, this has been me, Weddle, and
Derek P. Thanks for joining us. You have a great night.
All right. Good night, everybody.